And yeah, this is Fate Stay Night. What episode is this? 22?
I think it's 19.
19?
No,
What
no,
the fuck? No.
One moment.
No.
Just give me.
It's 21. Yeah,
Is
it's
it 20?
the episode number 21.
Is it 21?
Yeah,
21.
It is.
It's
21.
The last one was
21.
It was 20.
episode 20. This is 21.
Today was a very emotion-filled day. Me and Mapo Tofu finished watching Kara no Kyokai, which is always a train wreck, an emotional train wreck of an experience. Though the movies are fucking amazing.
It's the...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I cut you off.
It's an experience, you know?
It's an experience.
Okay.
Kara,
You can describe it. It's so awesome that you can't describe with words.
Kara no Kyokai might be the best thing Nasu ever wrote. Possibly second place to
Maybe.
Fate Stay Night.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
Perhaps-
The ending...
Thematically, it was the best thing he ever wrote. Has
Yeah.
ever written.
I think the execution fails a couple of times, maybe. But in terms of themes and ideas and characters, it's definitely really up there. And the ending is like getting hit by a truck. It's like the Fate route ending, but harder.
Okay. It's like an isekai. Sorry.
Yes.
No, don't even compare to it, please.
It's because he said it's like
get
it
run
to
over
be
by a truck.
isekai.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I got the reference.
So then after that, Mapo Tofu finished Hollow Ataraxia, which is also an experience. This is a very strange experience, but it is an experience. And now we're going to read a very important day of the Bladeworks route. Faka.
Fake.
Oh, fake.
I love.
Faka.
I love
Let me
this
just make
title.
sure that everything is working. I think it is.
Keep that word in mind. It is
Faka.
important.
I am dreaming.
What?
Using a small connection like a blood vessel, I see a memory that I cannot reach. It is his memories. At the very least, it's not mine. This is someone else's story. It's so long ago that he doesn't even recall it. It's so old that he doesn't even try to recall it. It's so ancient that he cannot recall it. It is a heavy burden of a contract that has been established and cannot be withdrawn. It's not like he wanted something. If anything, he was the kind of guy that could not put up with anything. He cannot put up with having people cry around him. He cannot put up with having people get hurt around him. He cannot put up with having people die around him. That's the only reason he had. And for that reason only, he tried to help everybody in his sight. He was clumsy, and it made you worry if you were looking at him. But he would accomplish it in the end. And I think he changed a lot of people's lives. I'm sure his life was a happy one. His clumsy battles were not meaningless, and he was able to save people proportional to how much he got hurt and how many times he faced death. But there's one pitfall there. I said everybody in his sight, but one can never look at oneself. So, in the end, he could not save the most important person of all, himself. I don't know how it ended up like that. No, it should be the other way around. It was a wonder that it didn't end up like this earlier. Anyways, it was a terrible disaster. A lot of people died and a lot of people were facing death. Something that could not be solved with his powers alone. With many deaths in front of him, he...
契約しよう。我が死後を預ける。その報酬をここにもらい受けたい。
Yes, he made a contract with something as mysterious as the world, throwing away himself to save the people. It is the birth of a hero. That is all. There's nothing after that. Even if he is called a hero, it doesn't change what he does. From the beginning, it was not his objective to be a hero. It's just that he needed the power of a hero in the process. But his end came rather quickly. An excellent savior is nothing but a nuisance for the people that are not getting saved. He understands his own powers and the extent of the world. He accepts that what can be saved and what cannot. That's why he wanted at least the people in his sight to be happy. A lot of people called it hypocrisy. Many despised it as an extreme value. The way he silently pursued his ideal was something he should have been proud of, but in the end, he met an uncompensated end, as the contract promised. He reaches the place. He had friends and a lover. He lost all of them, and he was cornered by the ideal he pursued. He had no place to go. He was burdened with the many voices of resentment, but still kept fighting. He knew of his fate, but he acted like he tried to perform miracles using his fate as a support. But that came to an end. The place he reaches at the end of the hill, the place he reaches at the end is a hill of swords. His battle ends on a hill among the rusted, ownerless steel, still alone. But he smiles in satisfaction as he lets go of the sword, as if saying there is nothing to regret if he was able to save everybody that came into his sight.
Okay, so that's Saber? No, sorry. So that's Archer's.
That does sound quite a little bit like
backstory.
Saber's story, though, right?
It's
Giving up one's
it's
power.
kind of like which makes me wonder. In a situation where Saber never gets close to Shirou and never gets to theoretically destroy the Grail, who would become the next king per se? But anyway, just speculating out loud, thinking out loud.
I was going to say that it's kind of... Do you want to go first, Mapo?
No, I was just a question for Boomy. You mean King of England?
No, yeah, I think he was asking what would happen if Saber wasn't... if Saber didn't destroy the Grail and she was able to change history. I think that's
Oh.
the course of history. But yeah, what I was going to say was this story that we just saw, and there was Archer's voice kind of speaking out, making this contract, right, is kind of similar to Saber's in that he is also attaining power and responsibility while getting into a contract that he knows he will be unhappy doing, right? It said that the contract didn't allow him to... he knew he got into it knowing that he wouldn't get anything out of it. And that even though he didn't get anything out of it, and even though his life became suffering, he kept on fighting. I don't know, I think that is an interesting parallel with Saber, because it's kind of the same thing, except that Saber already had the power while he had to borrow it from the
But unlike Saber, he had friends and a lover.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder what kind of crazy woman like dates someone like Archer.
I know, right? maybe
Archer's lover.
Maybe a blue-haired, curry-loving member of the clergy, but that is a story for another day. My body feels heavy.
Okay.
My awakening comes with a headache. I murmur while getting up. It's past 6 o'clock. I jump out of my futon and change instantly.
Nah, Sakura's already at it.
Fuji-Nee and
Something tells
Sakura
me
have
that-
morning practice.
Okay. Just a normal morning.
Yep, they'll be leaving here around 6:30, so I won't make it unless I worry. Still dark outside. Holy shit.
Hey,
After-
Boomer, do you not like this peaceful morning?
After I
Why
see
the
them,
question?
I don't know. You were complaining about this.
Nah, I'm
Normally.
just having that day. Nothing. It's not about the scene. It's just about me being a little pissed off.
But like you like these little these moments. Oh, you like them?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, so you're gonna love Holotherapy.
Yeah, Holotherapy is full of these. After I see them off, I drink tea with Saber. Time flies by, and it's past 7 o'clock before I realize it. They're great breaks to
それじゃあ
the
行ってくる。
tension of
留
the
守番
story.
よろしくな、セイ
They're
バ
the
ー。
kind of thing we're not going to find in Muramasa very often, so we have to cherish them.
はい。シローも気をつけて。リンの助力があるとはいえ、無茶はしないように。
まあ、昨日で懲りてる。敵を追いかけるときはセイバーの力を借りるよ。
Feels ironic that Sakura pretty much looks like Saber pretty much looks like a babysitter of Shirou in this situation.
She kind of is.
Take care of not going to stupid places. Even if you have to run around, you are still Shirou. You still can die very easily. You hear me, silly boy?
I wave goodbye and leave. It's exactly like that. The morning air is
Sort
peaceful.
of, because if they're not in a war, it's kind of the other way around. Because Saber can't cook, she can't do basic daily chores. She really needs Shirou's help and assistance every time.
In other words, Halatex is
mean,
going to be fun.
You
Oh
could
yeah,
say
Halatex
that,
really.
you could say that one completes the other like husband and wife.
Oh yeah.
You could totally say that. But the place I'm heading to isn't normal anymore. I get myself mentally ready as I go down the hill. He knows, he doesn't know about Bloodfort, but he does know that the school is Ryder's territory, right? We got away from her very slimly last time, but she's still around, and so her master must also still be at school. Tosaka's acting like a master, so I should act as one as well. Oh yeah, and we have Tosaka to deal with. That's gonna
If
be
I'm
fun.
not wrong, he's suspect of Shinji, or he knows it's Shinji. I don't remember.
He doesn't know. He saw
He doesn't know,
Shinji.
yeah.
He saw Shinji next to Ryder, or he saw Shinji in the woods before Ryder showed up, but they didn't talk about him being Ryder's master.
I mean, you could pretty much put two and two together and realize that Shinji is Ryder's master.
I mean, we are talking about Shido here.
Yeah, I know.
That's his suspect of Shinji. I think so.
I'm gonna defend Shirou here because there isn't much evidence. Like, I think he doesn't know that the Mato are a Meiji family, right?
Yep, he probably doesn't know it.
Yeah, and it's Shinji we're talking about, like, he's pathetic daily, so, yeah.
Yeah. I get to
He will
class right
just
on
say
time.
that he doesn't have magic for this. Something like it.
I greet people as I make my way to On my way, my eyes catch a glimpse of someone and my mind goes blank. I don't
It's
need to
another
think.
double.
I run straight to Shinji.
シンジ、お前。
Okay.
エミヤ、どうしたんだよ。今朝は随分と物騒じゃ
You're
ない。
looking pretty dangerous.
何？
Pretty dangerous.
僕が休んでる時に何かあったの？何かあったじゃない。お前。
Shinji, I know you are stupid, but that's one of the worst things you could say to someone. You look dangerous, man.
三つああ、あやこね。何でも家出してたらしいじゃん。僕も今朝道場で聞いたよ。昨日信徒の方で見つかったんだってね。
You know, the way he spoke her, he said her first name makes me worried.
Oh yeah.
Seriously worried.
Bad Rakyo memories. I don't know about what's fun. I don't know what's funny, but Shinji laughs. It looks like he's sneering at her.
儲けるな。三つと最後に会ったのはお前だろう。その時、あいつに何をしたかって聞いてるんだよ。俺は。
And Shirou is pretty much the James Bond of
ただの
masters.
世間話だけど。
Subtle
それよ
as
りさ
a
聞いたかいエニア。
leaf.
あやこのやつ、そこいらの路地裏に転がってたんだぜ。フラフラでさ、制服もボロボロだったって話さ。
Well, this isn't good.
What the fuck, Shinji?
何があったか知らないけどさ、ちょっと気づけならないよ
I
な。
don't know about using Ayako either.
だっ
That
てあいつがさ、
mm,
どんな風に捨てられて
You
た
know,
興味あるよね。
What the
That's
fuck,
starting to-
Shinji?
the way he
starting
says,
to-
the
I
way he says
thought-
Mitsuzuri's first name and talks about her uniform being messed up, really is suggestive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like this.
And
One.
either
What the heck? Shinji, I thought I was thinking you were just a dick.
それに綾子
Not
は保護されたんだろ
this.
Not a
One
rapist.
second. Yeah, 1 second. What the heck is going on with Sakura?
広まってるだろうから
Oh, now you're putting the pieces together, huh?
お前今の話弓道部のみんなに話したっていうのか
Now I understand why you say she's screwed in Heaven's Feel.
けどもう1年の間じゃ有名だぜ伝言ゲームじゃないけど
And he goes around saying all this to everybody to make her look bad. I clench my fists. Did he go around and tell everyone such a story?
Just a thing. Is Tiger not killing this dude already? Not giving him in the head, not beating him, not strangling him for being such a stupid man?
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
there's
come
limits
on.
to what you can do as a teacher, right?
yeah, but you know,
She
Shirou, like
She's the
it
teacher.
has been established that Shirou and Shinji had been friends in the past,
Yeah.
and Shirou is peaceman. He wants peace, you know. So
Maybe she doesn't
and
want to
he's
get any
stupid.
trouble going on.
yeah, and he is pretty stupid. So there's that.
Mitsuzuri is a girl. Everyone thinks she's strong, but she's still a girl, so no matter how strong she is, it'll destroy her if such a rumor is spreading. And he still spread the rumor in spite of that.
The timing of your comment about Shiro being stupid and that phrase is just chef's kiss.
He took a secret and spread it irresponsibly.
お前
I grab his shoulder.
そう睨むなよ僕は知らないって言ってるだろ身勝手な思いつきで言いがかりをつけると後悔するよ
It makes perfect sense for Shinji to spread rumors about Mitsuzuri because he cannot rely on his own skills to look good, so he needs to make other people look bad.
Yeah. Shaking my hand off,
makes sense.
Shinji goes to sit down. The homeroom bell rings. I can't stay standing when everyone's sitting down. I glare at Shinji one more time and he ahead to my seat. The day ends. School's over and the students head home one after another. I could have questioned Shinji, but I don't have any proof right now. Even if I told him about seeing him in the woods yesterday, it would amount to nothing if he tells me he just happened to be there.
先に確証を取らないと
I don't know if he's a master or not, but I'm sure he has something to do with Mitsuzuri's
マ
case.
スターを識別する方法服を脱がして令状を見つけるしかないのか
Well, I'm sure no master is going to allow me to do
This
that.
trip. Okay.
そろそろか遠坂ならいい方法を知ってるかもな
I get up. I promised Tosaka I'd meet her in the hallway after school. That's not actually a bad idea. Not every command spell is on a master's hands. Sometimes they're on a different hand. Sometimes they can be in other parts
I
of
know,
the
but
body. So-
how will Shirou strip it? Will strip it? Change it? How?
I get together with Tosaka and look around the entire
just
school.
can't imagine it.
I'll just not answer that
Don't
question.
think about it.
Yeah.
According to Tosaka, the boundary field has its foundations set up throughout the school. Tosaka's been
You
searching and
bunch of
erasing them.
dirty-minded dude. You bunch of dirty-minded dudes.
Yep. Tosaka's been searching and
There
erasing
you go.
them, but it seems they can keep coming back or new ones are created, preventing Tosaka from completely eliminating the boundary field.
結界自体はもう貼られちゃってるから私がやってることは効力を弱めているだけよそれでもやらないよりはマシ
At
だ
least
し
we can sabotage it,
不
right?
完全
Maybe we can delay Bloodfort from happening. That's the case according to her.
遠坂聞きたいことがあるんだけどいいか
I call out to Tosaka after she eliminates the mark on the rooftop.
何まだ屋上に違和感を感じるの
いやそれとは別件ここにはもうおかしなところはない俺の方はここで打ち止めた
そうなら生きている地獄はほとんど消せたかなエミヤ君 魔力感知はできないくせに場所の異常には敏感なんだもの。まさかこんなに早く校舎内の時刻を消せるとは思わなかった。
Tosaka's in a good mood. I'm happy I got to be of help, but this is no time for
じ
that.
ゃあトサカ、マスターってのはマスターがわかるのか。そのサーバントは隠していてもただいるだけで気配が変わるとか。
別にそんなことはないけど。そうね、何も再考しなければマスターの識別はできるでしょうね。マスターはもともと魔術師がなるものだから、魔力を探っていけば魔術師は見つけられる。加えてサーバントなんていう破格の使い魔と契約してるんだから、隠したって魔力は漏れるわ。エミヤ君は鈍感だから気がつかないけど、私だって魔力を残して歩いてる。魔術師が見たら一目で私がマスターだってわかるだろうし、私だってマスターを見れば識別できるんじゃないかな。
そうなのか。けどトサカ、俺が魔術師だって知らなかっただろ。それは
Because you suck.
何それ言っていいの？
Oh shit. Tosaka sounds
You
mean
suck.
now. I have a bad
You
feeling
don't
about
have
this.
any you don't have any magical energy, buddy.
いや、いい。だいたい想像ついた。
賢明ね。まあそういうことよ。魔術師じゃなくても微力な魔力を持つ人はいる。魔術師はね、一定以上の魔力を帯びたものしか魔術師って認めないの。
Which appears as though we don't have.
はいはい、そんなことだろうと思ったよ。
Yeah.
けどそれじゃあ今の俺はどうなんだ。
Oh yeah, and just a
それが
question.
全然変わらないのよ
Is
ね。
having a lack of magical energy the equivalent of not having a lot of chakra? You basically cannot make more of it, or you can
It's
with
Kakashi.
enough,
Well,
with enough training you can pretty much go from having
I
a
think
small amount to having
Well,
a big
the-
I
amount.
think it means you have a small amount of
you know
storage
how-
for magical energy.
yeah. In the Nasu verse, there's two sources of magical energy. Is the refined unit. You can get raw, quote unquote, magical energy from two sources. It can be from your own body, where it's called odd, or you can get it from the air, from the world, which is called mana. If you have a low, like a low odd capacity, you're fucked. You can't change that really. I mean, you can transplant other people's magical circuits into yourself, which is kind of what Shirou did to Saber, and that might increase it a little bit. Or you can do some other rituals, but they're very risky and complicated, and that might raise it a little bit.
So
But you can't
to a certain degree,
accurately-
So to a certain degree, the capabilities of Amigas is pretty much born.
Yes, that's why lineage is so important in the world of magic, because if you can select the breeding, quote unquote, of your family, you can maintain a very high level of magical energy capacity and magical circuit quality.
Now that I think of it, the Ryauta version of the Fate root makes more sense. I mean, it fits the story better, because if Shirou has less magic circuits, then it makes more sense for him to struggle on projecting caliber.
Yeah.
And projecting everything else. Like he was burning the circuits, and normally he doesn't do that in the other routes.
Yeah. What the question is, well, if the magical energy in your body is limited, why don't you take it from the air, from mana? And the answer is, usually you can't, or you're not supposed to, for most kinds of magic. There is a school of magic, as far as I understand, that is focused around using only mana, but it's kind of limited and it's very old, and very few people practice it still.
If the magic circuits can be given, can it be taken?
Yes. I think so. I mean, that's what the transplant does, right? It takes from one and gives to another. So
Yeah, but I mean, like,
you can't grow new ones after
transplants
you're born. So you're stuck with however many you have.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why, again, selective breeding is a thing that happens in the world of magic, because you just kind of need to. So if you want to keep in power, you have to keep the quality going, the quality and the quantity.
Wait a minute. Can we then say that the Habsburgs were a family of magi?
They might have been. I mean, that's the point is keeping. It's kind of like nobility, where it translates by blood, and the purer it is, the better, right? The better your claim. You can. The only way for a magus to guarantee that his children are going to have good magical circuits and in a good quantity and a good quality is for them to find a suitable match that has those things, and then let genetics do its thing. Right. It's kind of a recessive gene.
Okay, and I understand. It's just that it's ironic all the jokes of the Habsburgs being something understandable to do in the world of fate.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
まあエミヤ君は特例だからそういうこともありでしょう。
Then Shinji isn't a master. Even if I can tell, Tosaka can identify one. Tosaka should be able to feel the lingering magical energy of Shinji as a master with a servant.
なんだマスター探しだなんて言うけど、その気になればすぐにでも見つけられるんじゃないか。強い魔力の残りがをたどっていけばいい。
We do remember that Shinji's master status is kind of shaky and weird, right? Because he doesn't have a command spell and he's dependent on that book of his to keep Ryder around. So there is something weird there. And he isn't even a magus. So.
そうでもないわよ。例えばの話、魔力を隠してしまう道具を持っていれば敵には悟られないもの。まあ、サーバントのデタラメの魔力を消せる道具なんて少ないでしょうから、そんなマスターはいないと思うけど。
Wait a minute, so that makes two possibilities. One, the item in so Shinji has one of those items in question. That's probably the book, which could also have other things. It really feels like the gift, the heritage of the family, the last thing of the great family of Magi that there still is.
Even if he had an item during the summoning, he would still need to have the magical energy to perform it.
That's what's weird about Shinji is that he isn't a magus. He has no circuits. So for him to summon a servant is really weird.
Yes, so then another question comes up. Could this item, because there's more of a question, you can hide your magical energy in there. Okay. How exactly do you hide? Yeah, it is like a storage, or it is.
It has an effect that kind of disperses the. It's kind of like stealth plating in like an airplane, right? In like a stealth bomber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Understood.
But there could be perhaps if he had an item such as Rin's pendant, which has stored magical energy over several generations, that could work. But then that's a Tosaka thing. So maybe the book is a tool that the Mato created for this kind of situation, but it's still a mystery. We don't really know.
Again, lots
of possibilities.
Yeah.
そんな道具を持っていたらわからないってことか。
どうかな。ものによるけど、どんなに隠しても近くにいればわかると思う。サーバントと契約している以上、どうしても世界との摩擦は起きるから。身近にいてもマスターかどうかわからないってことは、そのマスターはサーバントを使っていないってことよ。まあ、例外はあるかもしれないけど、9割方はそう考えて間違いないと思うわ。
We returned to the classroom. Even though we couldn't find any clues about other masters, it seems Tosaka's happy with that we eliminated a lot of the marks. She said something about the enemy coming out in the future because we were so active and whatnot.
近いうちって言ってもどのくらい先かわからないだろう。
そう、こんな結界を張るやつだもの。邪魔されて我慢できる性格じゃないわ。私の見立てでは明日よ。二度目は黙ってられない性格でしょこいつ。
そんなもんなのか。
そんなもんよ。さて、私は用事があるから先に帰るわ。明日の決戦に備えていろいろ買わなくちゃいけないし。それじゃあまた明日。
What's going,
そ
what's
れと
going to
今
happen
日は早め
tomorrow?
に帰りなさい。寄り道なんてしたらダメだからね。
なんだ、心配してくれるんだ父さんが。
違うわよ。協力関係になったんだから勝手に脱落されちゃ予定が狂うじゃない。今のはそれだけのちょっとした確認事項。
Tosaka says so quickly.
Okay.
Her panic is so unlike her, and it's obvious that she's only hiding her embarrassment. I see.
Not exactly embarrassment, but anyway.
I'm beginning to understand more about Tosaka. No, she is embarrassed that she's being seen as compassionate. Breaks a little bit of her facade.
Good and old Tsundere.
Tosaka looks away and tries to leave. Seeing her leave, I suddenly
父さんが今もアーチャーはそばにいるのか。
murmur something meaningless.
いるけど何？あいつに話でもあるの？
いや別に。父さんはうまくやってるのかなと思って。
Getting along.
Tosaka looks back at me in wonder at the sudden question. Then,
ははそういうこと。ええ、心配無用よ。あいつひねくれてるけどいいやつだもの。ああ見えても子供っぽいし、付き合っていく分には楽しいわ。
saying so happily, Tosaka disappears down the stairs. Mitsuzuri's case might still be affecting me, as I am at the archery range before I know it. The range is far from the school building and seems deserted. The club activities are over, so there's nothing to find here.
Yes.
I turn around and head to the gate. And between me and the gate stands Mato Shinji, as if to block my way.
いや、今頃お帰りかい？最近は物騒だから生徒は速やかに下校するんじゃなかったっけ？
I don't think it can be calm facing Shinji here. I ignore him and keep walking.
友人に挨拶もできないぐらい疲れてるわけか。まったく。呪国潰しなんて地味なことしてるからそうなるんだよ。
His voice sounds delighted. I jump back and ready myself.
呪国潰し。そんなことを言えるってことは。
I glare at Shinji.
まあ、そういうこと。お前がしらみつぶしにしてくれた結界はさ、僕が仕掛けた保険なんだぜ。それはあんな風に
Okay,
消
so
されちゃ
now you
う。
can
こっ
talk
ち
to
は怖くて
Sakura.
学校に来れなくなるじゃないか。
To Rin about that. Wonderful. It's quite obvious now who is the master. Anyway.
That's true. I like Shinji argumentation.
I see.
It's because I am scared. Okay.
So this is how stupid I am. I knew about it when I saw Shinji in the woods, but I rejected the idea because I was unprepared for the truth.
待てって。そう構えないでよ、エミヤ。うるさい遠坂もいなくなったし。
Oh no, he's going to do it again.
I have a proposition. Let us play a game.
話し合う。
Let's play a game.
俺とやり合う気はないっていうのか。
そんなのあるもんか。見たところ、エミヤもマスターなんてものに無理やりさせられたんだろ。僕もそれと同じでね。魔術師でもなければ戦う気もないっていうのにマスターにさせられたんだ。
What forced him? What is that exactly forced him into this position? Or to be more frank, to be more clear, who?
そうかよ。じゃああの結界は何だ？
It's a good
あん
question.
なものを仕掛けておいて
Keep that in mind.
戦う気はないっていうのか。
バカだな。あれは欲しいんだよ。学校には遠坂っていう根っからの魔術師がいるだろ。あいつはマスター同士の戦いに躊躇なんてしない。 となると魔術師じゃないマスターとしては
Protection.
防護策を持ってお
Protections.
かないとやっていけないじゃないか。
I know. Protection is
あの
big.
結界はそれだけのものだよ。
Lots of
He's
protection.
just
is
trying to
doing there.
survive.
発動させる
He's
ことは
just
Yeah,
trying
just trying to
to
survive, bro. My protection is the lives of like these fucking 200 students or something. It's fine.
That's true.
It's fine. That boundary field is set up for that purpose alone. It won't activate it as long as I don't get attacked. Ha! Jokes. Real jokes moment.
Wait, what? Go back.
He said, oh no,
What
that
is this?
boundary
What-
field is set up for the purpose of defending me. I won't activate it as long as I'm not attacked. So it's a real Shinji moment.
Man,
He's making sense. I don't know if Shinji is
But
really a master or
Shinji-
not.
Shinji would make a wonderful politician, and
Oh no, he's great at
Politician.
lying. I don't know if Shinji is really a master or not, or how he became one. But I can't trust his story. If Shinji says so, I should believe him. But before that,
シンジ
Oh no, how
女性と襲
stupid
った
you
のはお前
are.
か
Shirou, buddy, why?
man, Shirou is not Mikia. He does not have that detective. He's not a very good detective.
yeah.
True.
Jesus.
I have to get this question answered.
昨日のことか。あれは仕方がなかったんだ。僕のサーバ
I
ントはジャジャンは
couldn't
ね、
help it.
放っておくと人を襲う。
Okay.
My servant's unmanaged. We know that that part's true, right? The
Yes.
writer is, in fact, not under his full control. But I don't know about attacking
But-
people if she is let be.
But that smile is incriminating.
Yeah.
僕は
I like that
That
line.
smile doesn't
It's-
make a good case for him.
遠坂みたいな
Man,
本能じゃない
I
んだ
think she
から
will convince
言
you.
いつけを聞かせること
I'm
も
just
大
a
変だ
normal. I'm just a normal person. Okay, Yoshikage-kira, go fuck off. Sorry for the word, but come on.
じゃあ昨日の件はあくまで事故なんだなお前のサーバントが
I don't know about that, Shinji. You were
And
strolling
Shirou
around in the
believes
woods,
it.
watching
And
Shirou
Shirou
get fucked.
believes it. Wonderful. Two idiots talking to each
これから
other.
は気をつける
I'm about to see them going back to. I'm about to see this dialogue ending up in unga bunga unga bunga unga
あい
bunga
つ
unga
には僕
bunga.
を守ることだけ徹底させるさ。
それは本当だなシンジ
ああ、嘘を言ってもしょうがないだろ。隠しておくこともできたのに、こうしてわざわざ告白してやったんだ。エミヤ、僕のことを疑ってただろう。むやみに襲われたら、
I'm
行
so
き着くところま
scared
で
of
行くしかなく
Shinji.
なるからさ。
Oh no,
先に
Shinji's
こう
going
や
to
って
fight
正体を
back.
明かしたんだ。
Do we have the command spell?
We do.
Yeah.
Two of them, I think.
Oh, okay, so they can summon Saber to stick a sword up. Okay.
僕は
Okay.
no.
We are.
誰も戦いたくはないからね。
What? What, Mapo Tofu? What did you say?
You have to be careful. Shinji is a threat to us after all. Can you imagine what would happen if we got attacked by Shinji?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. I don't
And
think
by
I
the
don't
way,
think it will happen.
and by the way, it feels so frustrating to see Shiro's back at the square zero, where he doesn't know nothing about Shinji.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ,
I can't trust
No,
everything he
or that-
says. Go.
when he says, "Oh no, the boundary field is just for my own protection."
Well,
and
if you do
my-
remember
and
well, the boundary
and
field is
my,
not far
and my
away.
servant is just protecting me by nearly killing this girl. Yeah, it feels so.
course, yeah. For Shirou, Shinji is just a normal person who got in the middle of a war and just tried to survive.
But do remember that he's going to be faced with reality very soon because Bloodfort isn't going to take much longer to activate, right?
That's true?
Even if
That's
they are
true.
slowing it down, we remember that it happened at around this time last time around, so I can't trust everything he says. But if Shinji really thinks so, everything would work
分
out.
かった信じるお前が何もしないんなら俺も手は出さないそれでいいんだなシンジ
いいね。エミヤにしては物分かりがいい。けどそれじゃあ困るんだ。こうやって話し合いに来たことをもう少し理解してくれないかな。
Shinji holds out his hand. So that means...
僕に協力しないかエリア。お前は知らないだろうけど、もともとマトウの家は
Yeah, but you are
魔
in
術師の
Vegas.
家系なんだ。
What's the point?
まあ、父の代でマドウは耐えていたけど、知識だけはまだ残っている。
I find it funny because he's trying to act as the Tosaka in this relationship. He's like, I can teach you things. Trust me, follow my instruction.
Yeah, me, the guy who Tosaka barely noticed as a Magi.
Yeah, me, the guy who supposedly did something kind of weird to Mitsuzuri. The Mato line is a family of Magi.
The dick.
Tosaka didn't say such a thing. No, she must have excluded him since magic died out in his father's generation, like he said.
どう？遠坂に頼らなくても、僕たちが手を組めば、聖杯戦争ぐらい生き残れる。
His hand is held out. Shinji's proposal isn't bad. It makes sense, but it's a viable...
Bruh!
And it's a viable
Shirou,
option.
you're that stupid, buddy.
But...
シ
Ah,
ンジ、お前がマスターだってことをさくらは知ってるのか？
はあ？なんだ、本当に素人なんだな。いいかい？魔術師の家系は長男にしか秘技を伝えないんだ。長男以外の子供なんてただの予備に過ぎない。そんなのに魔術を伝える意味はないし、手間も惜しいんだよ。たく、あんなとろい女に窓を伝えるもんか。
Thanks, Shinji.
マトウの秘技を継いだのは僕だけ
Limited,
だ。
are you getting pissed off?
I think Unlimited hates Shinji strongly enough that that's a moot question.
No. I love Shinji. He's a good person.
Yeah, he's a great man.
A
I
wonderful
see.
guy.
That's really good. Sakura shouldn't be involved in all of this. I want her to be smiling happily all the
シンジ
time.、
お前が何もしないんなら、俺もお前には何もしな
Bruh.
い。それで文句はないだろう。
I just fucking hate this.
協力はできないってこと？
する必要なんかないだろう。お互い戦わないんだか
Man.
ら、協力するもしないもない。
Shiro is so ignorant right now.
聖杯戦争が終わるまで、教会に保護してもらえばいい。
I think Shirou could use that command style just to kill Shinji right now.
I really
You know,
Shinji just going to the church and then Kotomina
君、
saying,
もしかしてこの殺し
you
合いに
obey
勝とうだなんて
Shinji,
思ってる
and then just taking him his commands fell from him and just I don't know, throwing Shinji into the body pile of children on the ground.
Yorokobe Shinji.
You know, every day I wake up, I open my eyes, and I think to myself, God, I wish I was like Shinji.
Oh, I wish that beautiful man, such a role model.
Yep.
I have no intention of fighting, but I'll fight anyone that attacks me. And I can't just ignore people that'll bring disaster to this town. And
殺し合いなんてするか。ただ俺は、聖杯ってやつの正体を見極めなくちゃいけない。
Wait a minute. Now I'm thinking of something. Before killing Kotomine in 16 Nights, did Shirou kill anyone else?
did he kill anyone else? I don't think so.
Oh no, Berserker.
He killed Berserker, but that was a servant,
But
that wasn't a
this-
master.
Yeah, Berserker is already dead,
I
basically.
guess.
Berserker is more of a wild animal than a person at that
Yeah,
point.
that's true.
So,
But
yeah.
Oh yeah, and we barely saw any other master. So okay, fair enough.
I turned my back to Shinji.
そうかい。あくまで戦うつもりか。まあ、僕には関係のないことだけど、それならさくらを巻き込むような真似はしないよな。
It has nothing
holy
to do
shit,
with you.
he's a
but you
good
just-
brother. He is.
you just
Shinji
want
cares so much
you
about
just
his
want
sister,
your
guys.
punching bag.
Yeah.
You're just missing your punching bag at home. Like you can't train your fighting techniques.
そんなの当たり前だ。お前こそ さくらには隠し通すんだろうな。
もちろんけど兄貴としてさこれから殺し合いを続けるってやつを言え
Oh, Shinji, you
I
son
want
of
to
a
cry.
bitch.
I
You
want to
son of a-
cry.
you son of a whore.
お前が戦うって言うんなら
I literally
聖杯
want
戦
to
争が
cry.
終わるまでさくらは家から出さない
Oh, he's such a good.
エミや
He's such a good.
Shirou is committing a very serious
I
mistake.
don't.
I want to cry.
I genuinely don't know if the actor is just one note, is just so focused on being a dick, or is the translation that is just focused on him being only a dick, or is just Natsu himself only just focusing him as a dick. But Jesus Christ, that is a one-dimensional character.
Yeah, he's a fucker. That's just
He
about.
does not have another layer. He does not have a.
Well, he
but I
kind of
did.
does. We'll get to
Um,
that in Heaven's Feel. But he is a major asshole, so it's just the way it is.
Oh, don't.
Man,
That's
I
right.
want to cry because I know Heaven's Feel. So I want to cry.
No, definitely. This is crying material. I'm just saying that Shinji's assholishness does have some reason to it. But
No.
An excuse
no,
or
it-
a
it-
cause.
it's an excuse. I mean,
Okay.
it is a
I don't know.
there is a it's a valid reason for him to be resentful. It isn't a justification for what he does.
So it's a cause. It's a cause of his it's the cause of his actions.
Yes. When that cause is solved, he becomes a lot less like this. That it doesn't justify the things he does, but there is a reason for why he is this way. So,
Is
Yeah.
he is still like this after the cause
But
is resolved? Is resolved.
but at least he's such a wonderful brother,
Yeah.
for worrying about his sister's well-being.
I mean, remember, Shinji must not have been like this for a long stretch of his life. I mean, he was Shido's friend. And Shido isn't the kind of
I
guy
get.
that hangs around with dudes that go around punching women and whatever. This must have started at some point.
Now I'm just thinking Shiro and Shinji talking. Shinji just goes, "Hey buddy, I punched my sister yesterday. It was freaking great."
Yeah, there
That's
must
a
have
good
been
No.
a shift. So there is stuff that
You
we're going
know.
to see. It's just that Shinji really is a terrible, terrible asshole.
Maybe Shinji is innocent, maybe he didn't attack Sakura.
No.
Shinji did
no.
nothing wrong.
no. He's not.
Yeah,
he's not-
Shinji did
he's
nothing
not
wrong.
Mag-
He's just a
he's not Magnus the
misunderstood.
Red. He's not Magnus the Red. Who still did
No.
things wrong. He did a lot of
No,
things wrong.
no.
Shinji
Go back,
is the
go back,
true
go
Itachi.
back, go back, please. There.
And by the
there,
way-
you see, he's actually showing concern for his sister.
So much concern.
I
Yeah.
won't let Sakura out of my place until okay.
You see, he is
And
worried
limited.
about her well-being.
Any comment about the words Mapo Tofu just said?
I will not comment on this terrible,
Unlimited.
terrible.
Unlimited with W. The Sakura Stan. The man who with tastes unorthodox per se. What do you think of Mapo Tofu's comments about Shinji?
Man, if today
Whatever you
was
say
it-
is a spoiler for
No.
if
Mapo
today,
Tofu, please.
if today is the first day of April, I would say that Maptofu is totally correct.
Shinji does have a point. As long as I'll be fighting, my house is in danger.
わかったさくらには俺の
I mean, he isn't wrong. Again, we were talking about this when the girls moved into Shido's house, that they're very, 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 very liable to becoming collateral.
I guess, but at the same time, they are not better off with Shinji.
Shido doesn't know that. Shido doesn't know that. He knows that
I mean-
sometimes, all that he knows is that sometimes Sakura gets to his home and she's hurt. That's all he knows.
Buddy, I know.
That's true. We know that there is.
And he also
stupid.
thinks
No,
he also
I-
thinks that Shinji,
It's
he knows
not-
the context that we don't about Shinji, right? He knows that Shinji isn't like this, And that's why he lets it slide after, like, shouting at him a couple times. They're also complicated. He doesn't want to make Sakura be in a worse position by becoming more aggressive with her brother. It's all really complicated. This whole relationship is very complicated. In either case, it might be better for her to stick with Shinji, especially now that Shinji knows that he's a master. Because what if Shinji starts getting pissed that his sister is sleeping at Emiya's house, and he has a weapon that can go out there and get her back, right?
And to say the truth, what we saw of Sakura getting hurted by Shinji, it was just a small. It wasn't something
bruise.
serious.
Yeah, on her arm.
I mean, if he let her inside the blood, what is the spell around the school?
Oh, the
again?
Bloodfort, yes.
He left her inside the Bloodfort, and he was going.
Well, but
to
Shirou doesn't know that because he's not a future. He's not a future.
Yeah,
seer.
but we have the power of seeing fates ignite.
Yeah, but Shirou doesn't.
But maybe Shinji didn't want to kill Sakura. He just put her to sleep, and he would kill the rest and leave Sakura.
I'm not arguing that Shinji's a good person. I'm arguing that Shirou has many reasons to think that this isn't a bad deal. And that Shirou knows more than we do in this situation about who Shinji is supposed to be. And that this version of Shinji is something new to him. So he doesn't fully understand the extent to which he has lost his mind. So.
Okay. 後輩思いの先輩で助かった。正直、お前がいつ桜を人質にするかヒヤヒヤしてたからね。
I don't know what's funny, but Shinji laughs.
話はこれで終わりだな。なら帰るぞ。
Another thing, Jesus Christ, Nasu or the dub or the acting, like when the text says, I don't know why, but Shinji laughs. They don't make a good argument for him. They make pretty much obvious that he's a.
I mean, they're not supposed to. We're not reading third-person narration. We're reading what Shirou's assessment of the situation is. He doesn't need to make up excuses for Shinji. Shinji speaks for himself. He's just stating the facts. He doesn't know why he's laughing, but he's laughing.
Again, the laughing is not a good. Again, it's just that the writing doesn't even want to hide the fact that Shinji is a bad guy.
But they don't need to. He is a bad guy.
Yeah.
I know.
Is there any doubt about it?
But we need to make a lot of we need to make a lot of concessions to make the argument in favor of Shirou.
We don't have to make concessions. These are facts. The situation is complicated.
Why are we even?
We don't need to.
This?
We don't need. We're not arguing that Shinji's a good guy that's been unjustly put in a bad position. We're saying he's a bad guy, but Shirou isn't fully aware of this, and there's complicating factors. This is just what it is. He's not dumb.
I guess.
ああ、ご自由に。けど分かってるよな、イミヤ。ここで話したことは僕たちだけの秘密だぜ。こっちはエミヤを友人と見込んで秘密を打ち明けたんだ。
That must mean he'll activate the boundary field if I tell Tosaka about this.
ああ、黙ってる。けど、遠坂が自分で見つける分には別だぞ。俺は遠坂にできる限り協力する。そういうわけだから、見つけられたくなかったらおとなしくしてるんだな。
I head to the gate for real. The school building is tinted by the setting sun, and Shinji sees me off without a word. For anything, I believe there must be... Or, I'll set that aside. I was going to say something, and then I'm not going to say that anymore.
Okay.
I believe, now we know writer's master is Shinji.
What? Why we write the photo and everything were in spirit?
Yeah, why
Because we haven't
just
seen her.
don't-
We haven't seen.
Oh, okay.
We don't know that she's writer.
Okay.
Okay, I guess.
I suppose.
That makes some
That makes
sense.
sense. That makes sense.
Makes some sense.
There are only 2 sets of shoes at the entrance. Fuji-Ne's and Saber's. I'm worried, so I go to the living room without saying I'm home. I go through the hallway with quick steps. I think the cause of concern is that Sakura isn't here. As I expected, Sakura isn't in the living room. Moreover, there's a person that looks like Fuji-Ne doing something... What? Moreover, there's a person that looks like Fuji-Ne doing something like cooking.
あ、おかえりしろ。
Oh god, no.
何、驚いた顔
Has
しちゃっ
she
て。
ever cooked before?
I'm afraid of answering that
なんかあ
question.
ったの？
She must have
Man,
been
that's
mixing
tiger.
flour. She puts a bowl
It
she's
would
been
be
mixing
all-
onto the table.
ああ、いや、
Even if she has cooked before,
驚いてるって
I
いうの
don't
は
trust it.
驚いた。その、
It's
いつも
Tiger, just
何も
trace
かも
it.
違うから。
actually, I don't remember how many years it's been since I last saw her doing something like cooking.
いつもと違う。
Oh no.
あ、そっか。さくらちゃんのことね。さくらちゃんなら帰ったわよ。お家の人から電話があって呼び戻されちゃ
Where
っ
is this Sakura?
Someone from her house.
And by the
Distinct
way,
here
the,
from Shinji.
The time of day feels so weird. Like it apparently looks like a just normal scene, but Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
Man.
it feels weird with the setting sun.
yeah.
I'm sad.
Notice here that she says someone from Sakura's house rather than Shinji. She knows who Shinji is. She's her teacher, right?
So
Yeah.
who else is at? Wait, so there's another person at Shinji's house. That is quite interesting.
そうか。シンジのやつ、直接電話してきたのか。
It's needless help, but I guess he wanted to take care of it as quickly as possible.
シンジ君？まあいっか。
After tilting her head in question, Fuji-Ne goes back to the kitchen. I'm a bit curious. It's not completely dark yet, so I have a choice.
Oh, okay.
I have to
I
pull
didn't
up the
expect that.
mysterious
Okay,
calculator.
so my guess is that the danger is far away now, and that we can just go
Sakura.
out. Go.
Sakura.
Oh yeah,
Are you doing the Sakura thing?
Fuji-Ne. I'm going to Fuji-Ne. Let's have a little bit of fun.
Let's have Sakura.
Let-
It will be the last time.
Let's have a little bit of fun with Fuji-Ne. I want to
will
see
be
her
probably the last.
murdering. I want to see
Let's
her-
go
I want
with.
to see.
Please, let's go with Sakura.
Oh my
please.
god.
No,
Unlimited
Why
is
would
dying.
you do that?
I want to
I
see
want to see
Fuji-Ne.
Sakura. At
I
least.
want to see
Man, I
Fuji-Ne
want
make
to
the
Sakura.
deaths of multiple animals be in vain because she
The
wanted
last
to
time,
make
please,
them
Boomer.
horrible.
Boomer!
Oh my god.
Boomer! Think about it!
Christ.
Dear lord.
Your
There
feelings
is-
are not real.
There is a world in which Fuji-Ne is the best girl.
There is a
Mapo,
planet.
please!
Fuji-Ne,
I need
Fuji-Ne.
Sakura!
There will
Very
be
good.
Oh my god.
an entire route dedicated to Sakura. She doesn't even deserve 5 seconds, and there is an entire route for her.
Well,
You
but maybe,
had
okay.
nothing.
I'll be the advocate of the devil. I'll be the advocate of the devil here. And I'll say that maybe if we go see Sakura, we find something about what's going on in the Mato household.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I'll just
And-
put that out there. Just put that out there.
Fix that. Fix that. Thanks.
And I'll say that if we go see Fuji-Ne or Saber, we might actually be proud of ourselves as human beings.
Oh my
No.
god.
Yo.
We maybe
Yo.
we could end this episode with dignity, knowing that we made the right
I
choice.
just say to you about Mapo Tofu, can you just set up for me? Sorry. Okay.
Okay. Boomer.
Okay.
Tiebreaker.
So,
Please,
are
Please,
break.
one
I
last
haven't
time.
made a vote.
Let him make the choice,
Wait a
goddammit.
minute.
No, I didn't.
I won't take my vote out for now. I'm going to rethink. Because the fact that we could have
Think about the
may-
Mato's house. Think about the Mato's house, Ryder, Shinji. That's it. Think about it. Think
this
about it.
man is
Oh
really
no, you
desperate
just
for
spoiled that
Sakura. Jesus.
Ryder is Shinji's.
He really loves his wife, damn it.
One last time. It's our day.
Ollie. You remember the fate route? Remember those good moments with Saber? Those funny
Stop
moments.
it.
Let him make the choice, damn it.
No, no.
You know
Stop
we
it.
won't.
Saber,
You know-
I already have a lot of experience with Saber. I want
Let
to
me
see
make my
Fuji-Nee.
point. Let me make my point.
No, don't
Yeah,
fucking
I
make your
want-
point. Let him
Wait a
choose.
minute.
I love you, God.
Let
Let
wait,
me make
we'll-
my
we'll-
argument, please. Let me present my argument.
And then later I will make mine. So go ahead.
Okay. Let me present my argument. You know, we already have experienced the fate route, so there's nothing much new to know about Saber. So, since we're not getting too deep into her character in this route, perhaps we're gonna have a funny Saber moment, like the secret technique Saber, you know, that one time in which she almost killed Shirou
But-
for being stupid.
But we
Yeah.
already saw it.
Yeah, we already had a funny moment. I'm just saying, we might have something like that if we choose Saber.
Okay. But we can
so-
extract
so
some
Unlimited,
useful
your turn.
information with Sakura in the Mato's house.
Okay, please
Okay, so
choose.
wait a minute.
Choose,
I will
Ollie.
make my arguments for now and my reasoning for making the choice that I will make.
Please.
One,
Shit,
Please.
no, don't do
I
this.
already won. In the situation with Sakura, my mind is just posed with a question. If because yes, we may have another new information about the Mato house, but we'll have a entire route dedicated exclusively to that.
Yeah,
We are going to have an entire route for that. So
But it would take
get
so long
now.
before we.
So, the
Partial,
question
right.
is, will we see what we will see in the Mato house is something that we will see in Heaven's Feel or something more exclusive to UBW?
I don't know.
If it is,
No,
if it is exclusive for UBW, I'm probably pending towards Sakura.
We can't.
But
I
if
can't
it
say
isn't,
that for the
I'm
interest of
going to
spoiling.
have. If
Just-
it isn't,
just
I'm
vote for
going-
her
wait a minute,
and we
let me
will
speak. If
make
it
a draw
isn't,
and
I'm
Salvo
going.
will decide.
Hey, Unlimited, let me speak.
Sorry.
If it isn't, I'm going to make a choice, going to the direction of most fun scene. And Mapo Tofu, nothing is going to be more fun than seeing Fuji-Nee murdering the legacy of a fish
sure,
that died
sure.
so that she could make an egg, something that is probably not even healthy or edible. So I'm pretty much between two options, Fuji-Nee and Sakura.
Sakura.
What is your vote, Maptofu? Sorry, I didn't.
No. I wanna hear this bastard's choice.
Oh my god,
I wanna hear
this is very intense.
the sick man's
Motherfucker.
choice.
Wait a minute, me or Zevlen? I don't know. I'm
Of course
confused.
it's you.
I don't choose. I only
Ze- have-
Zevlen
minute,
and
you have to
like
understand.
that man.
Now,
He
at the
knows the
moment,
last
at the
chance
moment,
we have
at
to
the
get.
moment we are one vote for Saber, one vote for Sakura,
I-
correct?
Didn't vote.
You didn't vote.
Made me choose yet.
You should
I'm
choose
ju-
vote and
I'm
withdraw
only going
and
to give the vote
Salvo
after
and
you.
Salvo
You
decide.
give the vote. You give the vote now.
Me?
yes.
Yeah, you.
Why?
You.
Why?
Because I want to see your opinion now.
We
Why?
want to Zevlen.
Putting you against the wall, kid.
You have gone on and on and
I
on
already
about
played this game.
trying to see Saber again.
No, my
Saber
vote.
is funny. Saber ultra technique. Saber Incursion. I don't know.
Okay,
Who
okay,
just wants
let's
Saber?
do like this. Let's do like this. Heads or tails? We
Wait a minute,
choose
do you
one.
have a
Choose
coin?
one. Heads or tail? Heads or tail? Who
Heads.
loses makes their choice first. Heads.
Okay, I'll spin
Head.
the coin. Fuck it.
Okay, spin the.
I will not add this in post. Fuck y'all.
If
I'm
he's
not adding
head-
this. I'm not editing this fucking video. I'm not putting this on post. Everyone's gonna believe in what I say, and that's gonna be the end of that.
No,
Yeah.
no. I demand to be able to see that you're
Shut the
being honest.
fuck up. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna fucking do it. It's out of the question. Heads or tails generator. Okay.
Click this option. Click this option.
What is heads? What is tails?
Boomers is heads.
Head.
And tails.
I'm head.
Okay, but what is heads? What does it stand for?
Oh, it's no. It's like who loses gets to make the choice first.
No. Who wins gets to make the choice.
Okay.
Well, that
Yes,
doesn't
yes.
make sense. That doesn't make sense.
Why?
If we both want to make the choice first, then we don't even
Who
need
wins
to.
have to.
Oh no. Wait a minute. So if it lands on heads, I will need to make the choice first. If
Yeah.
it lands on tails, you make the choice first. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Understood.
Okay. Heads is Boomer. Tails is Mapo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1,
Let's go
and
to the compilation.
it's tails.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Why are you saying yes? You need to make the choice first now. I get
No,
to
it's
be the
tails.
No.
No, this
you
is
may
tails.
have
Yeah,
to
you
make-
chose tails.
Mapo, you have to make the choice first.
I
No,
chose
we
heads.
agreed. We agreed. If it
I
lands, on,
chose
No.
if it lands, we
No.
agreed.
This
Boomer,
is so
yes.
disorganized.
Joel,
No, what? I chose tails. We
Yes.
agreed. He just
man, that's true.
Yeah.
You said that who if got
no.
tails.
I said who loses the flip gets to choose first.
I don't think so. I think you said that. Okay,
I
you
said I no.
I think you said that if it is tails, you're gonna make the decision first. And
No,
if
that
it's
doesn't make sense. If I wanted to make the decision first, I would have already said it.
I know it, but
Let's
I
go.
think
Okay,
you
let's
said
go
that
with Map.
first.
Let's go with Mapo's. Let's go with Mapo's thing. Boomer, what is the choice that you have made?
Why I need to make the choice? I want
Because you lost, and those are the
Because you
rules.
lost.
We have to go on.
No. I said it before. If it was heads, I would need
heard it.
to say
I heard
first.
it too.
If it was
I
tails,
don't care.
I would need to go first.
I heard it
You
too.
said
I heard it too.
rules.
I am with Boomer in this one. I heard it too.
I don't care about your opinion. You're a psychopath.
Ben Shapiro moment. I don't care about your opinions. Facts don't care about your opinions, Boomer.
What are you right now, Shinji? Damn it! We
Okay, no,
agreed
but seriously,
to
what are we gonna
the
do? This is going on for way too long.
Landed on tails.
Salvo, please make a decision for us, and I beg you.
You choose a stupid moron.
And I beg you.
Choose, make your choice, man.
Just make a fucking
Choose
choice,
that
bro.
Choice.
This
Make
is
your
literally
choice
an
one more
unimportant
time.
choice. Please just make it.
For the fans.
Just
Defend
make
like
your choice.
Sakura. Defend like Sakura. I remember this.
Okay. Then I'll get to make my choice first.
Okay.
Zevlen.
Yeah.
Open the coin generator.
Oh my fucking god. Not again. Wait. Okay. This is.
Okay. This is how it's gonna work.
Okay.
Heads for Saber, tails for Fuji-Nee, and if it lands straight vertically, the coin is for Sakura. Okay?
Wait a minute. Wait,
Can't land
Can you make
sideways.
this
Can't land sideways. I'm sorry.
it lands straight.
Okay, agreed. That is how it's gonna work. Flip the coin, please.
Okay. Heads is Saber. Is that it?
Tails is Fuji-Nee. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And vertically is
I'm
Sakura.
choosing
Okay. So
Okay.
you're talking
With
Fuji-Nee.
Fuji-Nee.
One for Fuji-Nee, one
Yeah.
for Sakura. What is
Yeah.
it? What is it, Boomer?
Now let's hear this bastard's voice. The sick man.
The sick fuck.
Wait a minute.
Man,
Wait, it's my time now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
your turn.
it's your time.
What
There is one
happened?
vote for Sakura and one
What
for
happened
Fuji-Nee.
is I'm tired of this shit.
Yes, we've been going at this for like 15 minutes.
Please, just
You know what? I'm tired of it too. I choose Saber. Zevlen, make the damn choice.
Fuck y'all. Y'all fucking
Fuck
suck.
it, I
Y'all
said at the
fucking
beginning
suck.
that
Oh
Zevlen
my
would be.
god. You know what?
Use the coin. Use the
Use the
coin,
coin.
please. Use the coin.
You know what? I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna be a man about this, and I'm gonna say, you know what? Maybe Nasu had something going on.
Please.
No, no, no,
We're about to hear it. God, what the heck?
no.
Holy shit!
The choice is made, you fuckers.
I got
Yeah. I'll go check on Sakura
Wait
before
a
the sun
minute, wait a
sets.
minute, wait a minute.
You
Zevlen,
bastards.
どんな風の吹き回しだか知らないけど夕飯
I
の準備任せた
demand that we hear after that we see after this the Fuji-Ne's route.
Okay,
Because damn it, I would want it to
Okay.
see
I'll
it.
concede.
No.
I'll
Let's
concede.
just.
There is no problem there. There's no problem.
I want to see Fuji-Ne make
I am crying.
the
夕ご飯は美味しいカニ玉だからね
This goes out to all the ridiculous Sakura bastards on 4chan and Unlimited BW. Crazy fuckers.
all of them. All three of them. All three of
Kanitama,
them.
huh?
Unlimited, Void, and Lasso. All three of them are going to be coming right now so hard.
I guess even Fuji-Ne should be able to make that. And Keita from
Oh yeah, Keita too. So there's
from
four.
Mythinus City.
Gentlemen, I just want to say one thing for you. I
Yeah.
love you.
No problem,
Okay.
bro. I'm sure.
Zevlen, please, you need to put this in the compilation for your BW.
Oh, it's totally gonna be in the compilation. Oh man, I go up to the. I'm sorry. I need a second.
Can someone explain what the heck happened in the coin flip?
Oh my god, I go up the hill tinted by the sun. Sunset is early during winter. I have to go to Sakura's house quickly and check up on her.
By the way, this could be a stupid decision considering that
どうしたん
the
ですか
the most considering that the at the night is the moment where the masters come out.
Yeah.
The later we get to home, the easier we get. The easier it is that we get into some problems. But anyway,
いや
you
なん
you
となく
stupid
近く
men
まで
are
行ったから
dying over purple hair. So okay.
Yeah, just like Keita's friends.
わかりました
No
そうい
further
うこと
comment.
にしておきます
My bewilderment must have been funny as Sakura smiles. It's a big smile and it doesn't look like Shinji's forcing her.
さくら本当に要件はないんだけどシンジはどうしてる今家にいるのか
兄さんですかいえ今日はまだ帰ってきてないみたいですけど
帰ってないじゃあ誰の家に電話したんだ
Shirou is making that connection too.
シンジに呼び出されたんじゃないのか
And there is some useful information.
It's kind of funny too because we know from the Fate route that Shirou has come here several times before as a kid to play with
But-
Shinji, but he's never seen this other person. So it's like,
It's useful for this hero in the game.
さあ私は藤村先生におじいさまがなってるからうちに帰りなさいよ
His
って言われただ
her
けでした
grandfather.
and we know that the magic in the Mato family only died in Shinji's dad's age, right? And her father's.
So he's and
So the old man is a Magus.
You are welcome.
So now a question.
You are welcome,
Why is
Boomer.
not-
You are welcome.
So why isn't he the actual
Master.
mage in this master in this situation?
Ah,
Why is
intrigue,
Shinji the master
mystery.
and not he, the
Why would
actual
he?
mage?
Why would he make Shinji be the master? Is perhaps a better question.
Exactly.
But that is some intrigue. That is some mystery we're gonna get over soon enough. I see. But it is true that Shinji hasn't done anything to Sakura. Shinji's her brother, after all. He would never involve such a good sister in this battle between the masters. And there's only one thing I have to tell her so I don't involve her in this mess.
安心した
先輩
それでさくら
急なんですけど
しばらくの間だけど手
しばらく
伝い
の
は遠慮してもらえない
間お
か
手伝いには行けそうにないんです
Okay, that was pretty
Strange.
smart. That was pretty smart for her to do, for them to do.
Yeah. I mean, Sakura doesn't want to endanger Shirou, and Shirou doesn't want to endanger Sakura. So
Yeah.
we look at each other dumbfounded. We stare at each other for about 10 seconds.
ちょっと残念ですけど先輩からそう言ってもらえて助かりましたしばらくはうちにいて夜は出歩くなって言われているんです
そうだよな最近物騒だしもっと早くにそうするべきだった
はいしばらく先輩のお家に行くのは遠慮します張り合いがなくなっちゃいますけど我慢すればすぐ元通りですからそれまでできれば弓道部の方に顔を出してく
I
だ
do
さい
feel
ね
sad for her.
先輩
Like, that was her escape into normalcy. That was taken away. And it's not like Shirou can just hang around at the archery club, mostly because, well, both because he has stuff to do now, and because Shinji's around. So, it might become a territorial pissing contest. Or he might start seeing it as that. So that's the reason why he didn't go to the archery club in the first place, right? Because Shinji got mad and he didn't want it to become weird. So
I guess.
Sakura bows and goes back into her house. Oh, this evening is gonna be fun.
No, wait a minute. Before this.
Yeah, let's go for Fuji-Nee. And
Yeah, we need to go back to Fuji-Nee.
yeah, and I am
And
very
then
happy.
we go back, we go back to this.
Holy shit. I'm relieved right now. I don't know.
Unlimited. Are you satisfied? Are you happy? Are you entertained?
Yeah, I'm happy. Thank you so much.
You.
I have to find out what Fuji-Nee is up to. For the peace of our dinner and for Saber, who's secretly looking forward to it.
ちょっと失礼なんだお好み焼き
Oh no, she changed recipe. That's not it.
小腹
That's
でも
not
減っ
good.
たのか
違うよ
Fuji-Nee being
さくらちゃん
Fuji-Nee.
によろしくされちゃったし今晩は私が食事当番ちゃんと3人分作るからシローはセーバーちゃん起こしてきて
Oh.
Oh, Saber's gonna have a second tragedy in her life.
Oh, I'm surprised. I don't know about her choice of food, but Fuji-Nee is acting like a woman, huh?
そうだよな
Oh
も
no.
ういい年なんだか
That's
ら
no
それ
good.
ぐらいできなくちゃあれ藤根なんで飯なんて炊いてるんだお好み焼きならご飯いらないだろ
いるよ今夜はカニ玉にするんだからご飯がないとただの卵焼きになっちゃうじゃない
Fuji-Nee cracks open an egg as she says so. The egg drops into the flour she's been mixing. I'm surprised. It seems kanitama and okonomiyaki are the same in Fuji-Nee's head.
藤根あと数分もしたら間違いに気づくだろうけど勇気を持って言うぞ
何よいいわ聞いてあげるからどうか教えてください
She must think something's wrong as well. She looks at me with respect.
それはカニ玉ではない世にも恐ろしいお好み焼き丼になるだけだからやり直そう
I clearly tell her.
お好み焼きを乗っけるのも卵焼きを乗っけるのも似たようなものじゃないのですか国長
違うそもそも俺はコック長ではないこのままだとセイバーに間違った日本料理を学習させることになるんでやり直そう
I take the bowl away from Fuji-Nee. Oh no.
ダメよせっかくかき混ぜたのにもったいない
却下後でおやつにするからこれは冷蔵庫行き藤根は卵を5つほど割って卵白が切れるまで混ぜることおカニもタケノコも用意できてるんだ
That's pretty wholesome.
大丈夫。煙が出るまで鍋を空焼きしとけば、Fuji-Neeでもできるから。
Well, now that it's
You
decided,
can
I'll
do
need
it.
potato starch, ginger, vinegar, soy sauce, sugar.
なんだよ。卵だって卵。あんまり乱暴に混ぜちゃダメだぞ。塩を入れて、菜箸でボウル全体を使うんだからな。
I don't know if she's listening or not, as she's just looking at me like she wants to say something. Then,
シロ、台所だと威厳があ
Jesus
るよね。
saying so, she opens the refrigerator. Well, I'm
Oh,
glad to
no.
hear that, but it's a good thing that it's only in the kitchen. Dinner's over. I finished cleaning up after dinner and face Saber in the dojo. Yeah, we can go
Yeah,
back.
but
and-
let's go back to the.
that was nice and wholesome.
Yeah,
I
That
guess.
was
I guess. I was expecting a little bit of more craziness, but okay. I might say that.
I mean, we're gonna
I
see some
was
craziness
happy-
now that Fuji-Nee didn't have help making dinner. So,
Oh yeah.
that's going to be fun.
I'm going to say I'm not believing that I'm going to say this, but I'm limited. Your option was the best one
Thank you very
this
much.
time.
I managed to
Thank you.
make it back before dinner. An angry swordsman awaited me at the entrance, and I told her what happened today about how we eliminated the boundary field at school, and how Tosaka is expecting a counterattack tomorrow. I don't tell her about Shinji. I don't want her to consider him as an enemy until I figure out his true intentions.
話は分かりました。では、夕食にしましょうか、シロ。
Oh god.
先ほどから大河が食事の支度をして待っています。
She must be hungry as Saber quickly makes her way to the living room.
そっか。Fuji-Neeの料理なんて
Buddy,
ガキどころ以外だ
when
な。
Saber is not hungry.
Never. She's always hungry. I'm half
Yeah.
scared and half looking forward to it. Man, who could have imagined that it was going to turn into such a disaster?
Oh yeah, buddy.
It's time for dinner. Fuji-Nee's special kanitama bowl is ready on the table. It's a simple dish where there's rice in the bowl and kanitama put on top of it. It looks like there's a yellow lid on the bowl, and it honestly doesn't look good. But it should make the rice taste better since it's in a bowl. It's like a katsu bowl and teriyaki bowl. There's no way it can taste bad because the good taste of the ingredients seep into the rice. The only drawback is that the taste is simple, but that's a small price to pay.
じゃあいただきます。
はい、いただきます。
Oh no,
Itadakimasu.
that's not.
We bow and dig into our
Ironic.
food. Then, the food isn't soft like kanitama. No, it feels strange like I'm eating a main dish.
Oh, that's good.
Oh no.
事件発生。カニ玉丼が別の料理になってるよ。
This isn't an emergency or anything. This is more like an okonomiyaki bowl.
ねえ、なんでこうなっちゃったの？私ちゃんと聞いた通り作ったよ。
もしかして
Hey, let's
Fuji-Nee に
look
これを
at
教えたの
let's look at the bright side. At least it's edible.
Yeah, it's
I
not,
think
it's
that's
not
very
bad. It's just not
poisonous.
what they were looking for, right?
Yeah,
大きな
they're not
き
going
作る
to
って言った
die
ら
with this.
小麦粉とかいろいろくれたの。
I wanted her to realize the mistake right then. I thought that being able to make an omelet was a function every human being was born with. Kanitama is just a variant of an omelet. It was my mistake to assume that Fuji-Nee couldn't mess up something like that. That's right, Fuji-Nee can't even cook an omelet.
シロ、
Then, I hear a voice filled with... I hear a voice filled with disappointment.
セイバ
Profound sadness.
I slowly turn to her. Oh god.
いくら
She
私
looks
で
like
も
she's
さ
watching
す
a
がにこれは
battlefield.
食べにくい。
Shit, it's hard to tell, but Saber seems mad.
Saber's mad. She's angry. She's pissed off.
The hellish dinner ends, and it's time for a strategy meeting. But I've already reported to Saber what happened today. Since it's likely that there'll be a fight tomorrow, we should be preparing.
それでは今夜も外に出ることはないのですか？
なあ、セイバーには歯がゆいだろうけど、今はそれで我慢してくれ。むやみに戦う気はないし。
I'm inexperienced as a master, and Saber has a limit to how many times she can fight since I'm not giving her any magical energy. We can't be leisurely looking for masters in our situation.
わかりました。確かにシロウの言い分には一理あります。積極的ではありませんが、勝利するためには細心の注意も必要ですから。ですが、戦う意志があるというのなら無駄な時間は使えません。今夜はここに留まるというのであらば、その時間を鍛錬に使うべきです。
Saber stares at me. She doesn't even need to tell me. I brought Saber to this dojo with that in mind.
セイバー、昨日のこと覚えてるか？俺が夜遅く帰ってきたら、たるんでるってことで手合わせしただろ？あれ、いい教訓になったんだ。勝てない奴には何をやっても勝てない。そんな初歩的なこと、セイバーと向き合うまで気づかなかった。そういった心構えの意味も含めて、セイバーと手合わせするのは大切だと思う。どのくらい効果があるかわからないけど、セイバーがその気になって相手をしてくれれば、俺も少しは生き延びることができるだろう。
では、シロ。
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
これからは時間に余裕がある限り鍛えてくれ。差し当たってはこれから寝るまで。
I take the shinai on the wall. It's still 8 o'clock. There's still 4 hours until bedtime, so I'll train my heart out.
セイバー、ちょっと待った。
I stop Saber since I feel my life's in danger. Because as Saber turns to me...
何か戦う心構えを鍛えたいということですので、私もシロウの意気込みに応えてみたのですが。
Taiga just entered the room and she was like, "Why is Saber with an armor?"
She is obviously ready to kill me.
さあ、鍛錬を始めましょう、シロウ。
With
まずはあなたの不明を打ちます。
I don't know, just
確
with
か
the
にシロウがたるんで
shinai.
いますからね。
See, so she is mad about dinner.
なんだそりゃ。あれはFuji-Neeが悪いんだろう。それにセイバーだって文句言いながらちゃんと全部平らげて。
問答無用。
Oh
それに
fuck.
シロウ、意識を失う前に言っておきますが、あれはやむなくです。
Before you faint,
それを忘れぬように。
faint. She's not going to beat his butt off. She's going to beat his consciousness off.
Saber disappears. Oh man. So I'll go through 4 hours of torture now, huh? Grudges over food sure are scary. And then Shirou went to the hospital where he stayed for 2 months.
2 months.
あのやつ、やるとなったら本気で手加減なしでやんの。
I got into the futon. My body is covered in bruises and pain-killing patches, and I'm sure it'll all be sore tomorrow. 1 second. I need to pause.
Que a gente vai ser pago.
We're back. My body is covered in bruises and pain-killing patches, and I'm sure it'll all be sore tomorrow. It's the wrong button.
疲れた。
I take a breath. I trained my strengthening magic after Saber's training, and I'm tired both physically and mentally. Saber and Fuji-Nee are sleeping in a room a bit away from here, but I don't care. I'm just tired. I'll sleep for now and prepare for tomorrow.
Day 7. Or not.
Am I dreaming?
Oh,
My mind's dozing off. My body's asleep and I can't move a finger. Then this has to be a dream. It's a dark night. My ears are ringing. My feet are asleep, but I'm walking down the hill. It's cold. The wind is blowing on me, and since I'm in my pajamas, my body is freezing. This coldness is unlike Huyuki City. The chill would be cold enough to wake me up if this were a dream. I walk through the empty town. The annoying sound won't stop. Ignoring my shivering body, my feet are moving towards somewhere. I try to scream and realize my throat is frozen. This isn't a dream. This can't be a dream, but my mind is still asleep. My limbs, they aren't following my orders, and they're walking on as if manipulated by something. This must be the definition. My feet move faster as they move up the stairs. Now come here, boy. The ringing in my ear turns into a voice. No, that's wrong. The sound hasn't changed at all. It has been repeating the same thing over and over. Come. What fills my head is a female voice filled with magical energy. I see the mountain gate. Something's on the other side, and if I cross that gate, I won't come out alive. I don't know what it is, but my dozing mind screams out for me to run away. Go back, go back, go back, stop, you can still make it. Wake up and go back, wake up. My consciousness wakes up. My head clears and my will finally returns, but it's too late. My limbs don't obey me as they go through the mountain gate. The only certain thing is my mind. My body does not listen to my will and walks into the Ryudo temple following the voice. The temple is covered in darkness. In the center stands something with an inhuman magical energy. The figure wavers like a mirage. The shadow reminding me of death strips the darkness, and the figure becomes a witch like one would see in a fairy tale. So we now know that the witch of the Ryudo temple is in fact Caster. A sneering laugh. It seems my body is under her control. My feet that never stopped freeze at the command.
And by the way, there, at least in Fate's Day Night, there was an alliance between Assassin's Master and Caster's Master. Which probably means they both died when Caster went rogue.
Yeah, maybe.
But moving on.
My consciousness wavers. My limbs still do not move, and an unknown enemy is standing before me. Yes, she's an enemy. I can be sure of that. She's a servant, a heroic spirit that excels the most in magic out of the 7 servants. I move my throat with all my effort and glare at the enemy. Her cool voice is mocking me. I put power into my legs, but my body will not move. Damn, what the hell am I doing? I've been lured here, and on top of that, I can't move a muscle. I concentrate on my limbs with all my power. I don't know what kind of a trick it is, but it has to be her magic that's restraining me. Then if I can extract her magical energy out of my body... I concentrate all my will to search throughout my body. Caster's magical energy, the enemy's magical energy that's inside me, restraining my body. I look inside it while keeping my eyes open. It's alright, it's nothing difficult if I'm calm. I identify the flow of magical energy every night. I just have to do what I've been doing and identify Caster's poison inside of me. Even if I can't get it out of my body, I can concentrate it into one of my limbs so that I can at least move the other three. How can this be? Caster's magical energy is not mixed within me. The only poison-like element is this one small point on my chest, but all of my body is acting abnormally. It's not that there's something wrong with the blood flowing in me. If there's something abnormal, it's not in my blood, but the blood vessels themselves. It's like having my heart locked up. The red spot on my chest has to be Caster's magical energy. One cursed word is taking away my body's authority. It means I was cursed when I was sleeping. Even if I was asleep, it should have been impossible for me to be seized by magic cast from so far away. Magi have magic resistance. It is the power to repel magic such as hypnotism, binding, and coercion. As long as one is a magus, one cannot be easily controlled by others. It's a fundamental law. Magi have magic circuits. The circuit in one's body does not only make magical energy, but it can also repel external magical energy. Therefore, it is difficult to interfere with someone with a magic circuit, and it is difficult even to control a magus several ranks lower than you. As the magic circuit repels external magic energy, magic is destroyed before it can be completed. For that reason, indirect intervention magic, such as hypnotism and binding, has a low success rate. Even if the target is not a magus, the magic can be repelled unconsciously if the target has a magic circuit. From that point of view, an intervention of just attacking with pure magical energy like Tosaka does, making a weapon in this world and attacking the opponent as a result, is a simple method. Physical impact works on everyone. It doesn't matter if the target has a magic circuit or not, as people will bleed if they're cut with a knife. That's why the situation is strange. I'm sure I could be affected if I had a magic cast on me from close range. If I had met Caster before and she had cast coercion on me, it's probable that I could be controlled even at a distance. But I haven't even met Caster before, nor have I had the curse cast on me. So this is our first meeting. Without moving from here, Caster cast a spell to the faraway Emiya house and controlled my body. The word witch pops into my head. If she can control a magus's body from a distance of a few kilometers, does it not mean that Caster can control everyone in this town from here? My spirits weaken. As the magic is complete, there is no way I can dispel it. I can't do anything unless Caster releases me or I get some outside help.
理解できて。あなたを縛っているのは私の魔力ではなく、魔術そのもの。一度成立した魔術は、魔力という水では洗い流せない。液体と固体のようなものよ。形を得たものに水をかけても、その形は崩れないでしょ。
The shadow steps closer to me. The bluish-purple robe melting into the night is
けれど
smiling.
例外もあるわ。例えばそうね。あなたたちが編み上げた魔術など、私にしてみれば泥の建造物に過ぎない。そんなもの、かける水流が多く激しければ、形になっていようと簡単に洗い流せる。理解できて？私とあなたたちの違いは、そういう次元の話なのよ。
それでわざわざこんなところまで呼びつけたわけ。
ええ。マスターたちは皆小物だけど、その中でもあなたは飛び抜けて力不足でしたから。何しろ町の人間たちと変わらない高魔力ですもの。
Even Shinji among the ranks.
そんなマスターを見つけたら、こうして話をしたくなるのは当然でしょ。
She smiles. She shows superiority as if I'm her prey. A chill runs through me. Don't lie about wanting to talk to me. She's ready to kill me at any moment.
ほら、また誤解。安心なさい。殺してしまっては魔力を吸い上げられないわ。この町の人間は皆私のものですからね。殺さない程度に生かし続けて、最後の一滴まで差し出してもらわないと。
Her laugh echoes in my ears. A missing piece fits inside my head. Did she just say she'll suck up all the magical energy from the people in this town?
お前、無関係な人間に手を出したな。
It's like Bloodfort times 1,000, right?
あら、知らなかったの？
Yes.
あの小娘と手を組んだのだから、 当然知っ
That's
ているもの
because
と思ってい
caster
たけ
is
ど。
good with, well,
そう
casting spells, or because the master is good with casting spells.
It's because caster is caster.
Yeah.
Ta-da-da-da.
Caster's power far surpasses anything modern magic can achieve.
まだ
Yeah,
知らな
but
かったの
Ryder
ね
is
あなた
visibly a old character by the Pegasus she rides.
Well, maybe Castor is also very old. That would explain why her magic is stronger, right? Because it comes from a time where
Even
mystery
older,
is...
considering that it took apparently a lot to Ryder make the blood. I don't know what. Bloodfort, I don't know. I just speculating again.
Castor smiles even more. It seems like she's pondering how to kill her prey.
なら教えてあげる。私、キャスターのサーバントには陣地を作る権利があるのよ。魔術師は工房を持つものでしょ。それと同じよ。私はこの場所に神殿を作ってあなたたちから身を守る。幸いこの土地はサーバントにとって鬼門ですからね。陣地としては優れているし、何より魔力を集めやすい。初めはあまりにもあなたたちの魔力が少なくて加減がつかなかったけれど、今は程よく集められるわ。ほら見えるでしょ。この土地に溜まった数百人分の魔力の貯蔵、有象無象の人のかけらが。
しゃあ、街で起きてる事件は。
ええ、ここは私の神殿だと言ったでしょ。なら供物を捧げるのは下界でうごめく人間たちの使命ではなくて。
The strange coma incidents happening in town. I thought they weren't that many victims, but she just said hundreds of people. When I strain my eyes, it looks like the swirl of magical energy in this place is made of more than 1,000 souls. I concentrate all my will into my limbs, but there's no change in Castor standing there as if to make fun of me.
さあ、それでは話を済ませてしまいましょうか。あなたもずっとそうしているのは退屈でしょ。
She whispers into my ear. At the same time, the enemy I couldn't see fills my vision.
セイバーのマスター、あなたからはその令状をもらってあげるわ。
Fuck.
セイバーは消すには惜しいサーバントですもの。彼女にはあの目障りなバーサーカーを倒してもらうとしましょう。
Castor raises her arm. Her fingers are going for my arm. Is that possible? I think Tolsaka said that one needs to pull out the nerves along with the command spell.
まずはその皮を剥いで、それからレイジを私のマスターに移植する。けれど
What?
レイジは所有者の魔術回路と一体化しているでしょ。レイジを剥奪するということはあなたから神経を引き抜くということでもあ
Wait a
る。
minute, and then she's going to take the... Wait a minute, there's a logical loophole in the situation. Because the magic, the command spell is in Shirou's right hand. If her master has his command spell in his right hand too, or at least
It's not a
in the
physical
right arm.
transplant that she's going to be doing. She's not taking the skin off and
No?
then putting it back on him.
Then why is she taking the entire arm?
Because she needs the nerve system to go away. That there is a relationship between magic circuits and physical nerves. She has to sever that so that she can get the command spell out of Shirou.
But she doesn't need it to implant the...
No, she doesn't need
in another
to. She doesn't
person.
need to implant the arm into her master. She just needs the limb to be away so that she can take the command spells out and then put into her master.
Okay, makes sense. Makes more sense now.
Castor says so as if it's nothing at all. Pull out my nerves? She'll cut off my arm and take all the nerves in my body with it? If she does that, I'll...
ええ、正常ではいられなくなるでしょうね。けれど安心なさい。命まで取りはしないから。
I desperately put power into my limbs, but they don't even twitch. My limbs won't move and I'm like a prisoner about to be executed. A bewitching smile. The glowing fingers reach out for my left hand like a crawling spider.
Are we going to die?
Status screen updated. Interlude 6-1.
What?
How long has it taken her to notice that something is wrong? She wakes up to a strange feeling and goes out into the hallway.
Shirou.
She first thinks that the feeling might be coming from her master. It is because this strange feeling is coming from Emiya Shirou's room.
まだ魔術の鍛錬をしているのですか?
The golden-haired girl, Saber, sighs. It's good that he's enthusiastic, but he will collapse unless he rests while he can, and when she decides to go warn him, she realizes her own mistake. She gasps after confirming it. The strange feeling isn't coming from Shirou's room. Under the moonlight, a string thin as her hair runs through the darkness. The string is going into Shirou's room from the outside. A thin string that even the boundary field here didn't catch. If one is going to give praise to the one who pulled off such a thing, one also needs to give praise to Saber for noticing it. There's no time to think. The girl turns into a knight in an instant and runs outside. She runs through the empty town. There's no hesitation in Saber as she runs. She knows where she must go. She only needs to follow the string, the beat of her master. The only thing she has to do is run as fast as she can. It makes no difference whether her destination is the enemy's territory, or how many traps might await her. She has sworn to protect her master, so anything that might befall her is negligible. It is a mountain stained with vast amounts of magical energy. Ghosts of the dead are flying above like crows, and the trees are covered with invisible blood. The collected magical energy, the stolen souls, remain here, and the mountain should consume any that shall approach it. If there is such a thing as a place to die, this place is a perfect example. She goes in without hesitation. She had no intention to stop from the start. If this place is hell, she has to save her master all the more. She runs up the stone stairs. The traps that she had anticipated are not there. The mountain gate is within her view, and she should reach it with one more kick from her magic energy-filled legs. But her advance stops right there. No, it has been stopped by the enemy. On the stairs leading to the mountain gate stands a servant. His name is Sasaki Kojiro, servant assassin, the protector of the Ryudo temple, wielding the longsword Monohoshizao.
Ironic that they are already telling us that, because probably they are not going to have the conversation that informed us before.
Saber's mind is disturbed as she readies her invisible heir. Her master is on the other side of that mountain gate, but the servant in front of her is way too strange. He reveals his true name willingly. He does not have a stance, and his cool enmity is transparent. No, that's the same scene. They just cut out the dialogue to make it faster. She cannot figure out his power because of his transparency. She can see his power as a servant. Assassin is not a strong servant, so it should be easy to defeat him, but her instincts are telling her something different, that she cannot beat him in a normal duel. She suppresses the strange unease and glares at Assassin. There's only one more step until they're both within range. Up or down. If either one moves, a fatal attack should be executed. Her final warning. The swordsman with a long sword calmly responds to her words.
そうか。この門を通りたいのだな、セイバー。
Her green eyes glare at Assassin for asking such a foolish question. He must like the answer. The longsword dances through the night in an arc.
Wait a minute, let me think a little bit. Zevlen, I am thinking something. Could the fact that Assassin is guarding the temple be a result of Caster already doing what she's trying to do to Shirou with Assassin's master?
I mean, that's a possibility.
Because it seems improbable that a servant of this caliber would make alliances like Rin and Shirou.
Yep.
So it makes sense that she pretty much is just stealing every single servant for her master.
That is a thought process you might want to keep in mind. That's a good theory.
Anyway.
ならば押し通れ。急がねば、お前の主人とやらの命はないぞ。
He laughs in a cool manner. Saber charges in reply. The long sword comes down at her at the same moment, and she repels it with her invisible sword. The clash of the swords echoes through the summit. Their powers are equal, but that is not an advantage for her. She's impatient. The enemy she must quickly defeat is a strong one that would be hard to beat even without any time constraints. She grits her teeth and prays. That opening, that excess part of her is permeating her body. The battle doesn't end. The mountain gate is too far away. Looks like Shirou's fucked. Interlude out. Caster extends her finger. I want to fight back, but my body will not move. My limbs can't move freely, and my senses are being taken away. And I'm sure she will eliminate me.
さよなら坊や。悔やむのなら、その程度の力量でマスターになったことを悔やみなさい。
My body does not move and accepts the finger of death. I resist the urge to close my eyes and keep glaring at Caster.
あらいい子ね。そういう頑張りは嫌いではありませんよ。
Caster sneers at my resistance and puts her finger on my command spell. Even my free will is numbing. In my fading consciousness, clang, I hear a sound like a crashing sword from the other side of the mountain gate. What kind of a miracle is it? I hear tens of sounds cutting through the air, and numerous arrows pierce the ground in front of me.
Okay, it makes sense that Saber understood that Shirou was in danger, but Archer and Rin?
Archer and Rin have been observing the temple for a while, remember? It was the target of their nightly investigation.
Okay.
Caster instantly retreats, her robe fluttering behind her. There are arrows pierced in the ground in front of Caster. The 13 arrows were shot from above. They were probably all shot at the same time, and I'm sure it would have gotten Caster if there had been one more of them. The owner of the arrows is standing on top of the mountain gate. The knight in red jumps down to the ground, empty-handed.
とうに命はないと思ったが、存外にしぶといのだな。
The man, Archer, says so while standing in front of me as if to protect me from Caster.
なんで？
何？ただの通りがかり。
Rin.
It
Doesn't look like Rin is here. By the way, do you remember that skill from Archer that he has? So how's your body? There you go. He said that. After he says so, I check my hand. It moves. My frozen body has its freedom returned with just one attack by Archer.
キャスターの呪縛は解けた。
それは結構。 あとは好きにしろと言いたいところだが、あれに殺されたくなければ
アーチャーですって。アサシンめ何をしていたの？
そら見ての通り、女の劇場というのはなかなかに凝しがたい。まったく少しばかり手荒いことになりそうだ。
Archer laughs. I can
Let's
tell how
go,
serious
Red
he is.
Gorilla. Get
そ
her.
う怒るなキャスター。アサシンならばセイバーと対峙している。あの侍何者かは知らんが、セイバーを押しとどめるとは大した剣豪だ。むしろ褒めてやるべきではないか。
Even though he's facing his enemy, there's no tension in Archer. Castor must have noticed this as well, as she remains calm.
ふざけたことを。あなたを止められないようでは英雄などとは呼べない。あの男、剣豪を名乗らせるには実力不足です。
おう、その言いぶり。アサシンが自分の仲間だとでも言いたげだが、そうでなくてはこの状況に説明がつかん。一つの場所に二人のサーバントが今日構えるなどとな。
Castor is staring at Archer silently. I can't see her expression hidden behind the robe, but it seems she is bewildered.
ああ、じゃあ今の本当か？アサシンとキャスターのマスターが協力し合ってるって。
ああ、門の外を守るアサシンと門の内に潜むキャスター、この両者が協力関係なのは明白だろう。マスター同士が協力し合うのも珍しいことではない。現にお前とリンとで手を結んでいる。
He's right now that he mentions it. And then that means there are two masters here.
何を言い出すかと思えば随分と的外れなことを言うのね、アーチャー。
なんだ、違ったか。まあいった。君たちが仲間だというのは確信だったのだが。
ええ、見当違いも甚だしいわ。仲間ですって。私があの犬と協力し合う？私の手駒に過ぎないあの男と。
Castor does not stop laughing. Her laugh is so unsuitable that the tense atmosphere disperses. In contrast, Archer is gritting his teeth. I sense something that was not there before. It is not Castor's enmity nor the magical energy surrounding this place. For the first time since he came here, Archer is showing his enmity.
そう、あなたの予感は正しいですよ、アーチャー。私のマスターは誰とも手を組んでなどいないし、アサシンのマスターも同じ。いいえ、そもそもアサシンにマスターなど存在しないのです。
Assassin doesn't have a master? What does that mean? Every servant needs a master to exist. Weren't they supposed to disappear if they didn't have a supply of magical energy from their master?
貴様、ルールを破ったな。
まさかルールを破ってなどいませんわ。だってサーバントを呼び出すのは魔術師でしょ。ならキャスターである私がサーバントを呼び出して何の不都合があるのです。
Oh.
What?
The witch in the black robe laughs. That means Servant Assassin is a heroic spirit summoned by Castor.
サーバントを操る。
Whoa. Okay. She is truly going for a servant revolution.
まっとうなマスターに呼び出されなかったアサシンは、本来呼ばれるべき暗殺者以外のものをアサシンにしてしまった。それは構わん。だが、それは貴様の独断ではないのか。
Wait a minute, that's why he's a fictional hero.
なぜそのような
Yeah, we talked about it in the Fate route. Sasaki Kojiro, the heroic spirit, doesn't exist. He's not a full heroic spirit. He doesn't even have a noble phantasm. So it's just an urban legend.
何？ただの直感だよ。マスターとは魔術師だ。その魔術師が自分より優れた魔術師を使い魔にした場合、そこにあるのはただの主従関係ではあるまい。マスターが自身より優れたキャスターを警戒するのは当然だ。 私が貴様のマスターであるのなら魔女に自由など与えない。マスター本人ではなく貴様だけの手足となるサーバントの召喚など。
Man, Archer's playing a dangerous game here.
それなりの知恵が働くようですね。
Because he's spoken at her.
いいわ。その賢さに免じて今の暴言は聞き流しましょう。
Castor stares at Archer as she laughs. There's only enmity between the two now. They're about 7 meters apart. With the charge that Archer showed at the school, he should be able to slash Castor even before she can finish casting a spell.
納得がいった。セイバーやランサー、ライダーは強力な対魔力を持っている。ここの男の高魔力など。
Begs the question, why? Why is he just talking to her? And where is Zedin?
彼らにはあらゆる魔術が聞きづらい。故に魔術師である君では彼らに太刀打ちできない。となれば策略に走るのは当然だったが、ルールを破り自らの手でアサシンのサーバントを呼ぶ。この土地に今日構え、町の人間から魂を収集する。自らは戦わず町中に張った目で戦況を把握する。これだけのことをするのだ。当然自分のマスターは拘束しているのだろうな。
She smiles. That sends a chill up my spine. She's not only collecting magical energy from the people in town, she's even treating her master as an object like she treated me. Castor's dangerous. She's not a pure threat like Berserker, but she is the most troublesome enemy as she worsens the situation without showing herself.
ええ、あなたは正しいわ、あーちゃん。けれど私があなたたちにかなわないというのは間違いよ。聖杯戦争に勝つことなんて簡単ですもの。私が手を尽くしているのは単にその後を考えているだけ。
Wait a minute.
あなたたちを
So
恐れて策を浪しているわけではないわ。
there's something that doesn't add up.
Yeah?
How? Now, that is in Fate Stay Night because I'm thinking of that. Why in Fate Stay Night she decided to later join the offensive, and why Assassin was not with her?
Well, Assassin died. She said that. She clearly doesn't like him much. Maybe she just got rid of him. And probably she joined the offensive because she was the last one around other than Lancer. I mean, at that point she didn't have much to lose. Maybe she did end up killing her master too. We don't know what their relationship is like. So maybe she had a limited time.
It sounds stupid to just barge in without even your other servant. It feels like stupidity, but anyway.
Well, she did have a plan. We saw it in the bad ending. And it would have succeeded were it not for that pesky Gilgamesh. So. She wanted Saber, right? She had to go catch her. So.
言ったわ。ここなら私は誰よりも強いもの。バーサーカーやセイバーならいざ知らず、アーチャー程度ではかすり傷さえ負わせられないでしょう。それよりあなたの方こそ逃げる算段を立てなさい。一度目は許した。けれど二度目はなくてよ。私を魔女と呼んだ者には相応の罰を与えます。
Castor's robe distorts. The magical energy in the air becomes a dense fog and covers Castor's body. With it in front of him.
面白い。かすり傷さえ負わぬと言ったな。
Archer murmurs in delight.
ええ、あなたでは私に触れることさえできないでしょう。
The black shadow answers. The knight in red laughs.
一撃だけ。それで無理なら。 あとはセイバーに任せよう。
He sprints like the wind to Castor. The red shadow runs. I don't know when he got to them, but in Archer's hands are those weapons, those twin swords. It does not allow time for any spell casting. Archer closes in on Caster before she can even raise her hand. And he slashes her in half with his swords. The robe cut in half scatters in the wind. Archer appears disappointed, standing in front of the enemy he slashed so easily. It must be because it was so easy.
Yeah, that was quick.
She talked so big, yet she lost without even attacking him once. Anybody would lose their spirit. Archer is still holding onto his swords. His red clothing, his black and white short swords are beautiful and they captivate me. This is strange. Am I captivated by those swords? Those twin swords. They must be great swords with history, but I feel no malice from them. Noble phantasms are excellent weapons, so it's natural that they are beautiful. If I could see Saber's sword, I bet it would be magnificent. But they're not like that. Fighting spirit that intends to beat others, desire to be famous, competitive spirit that tries to beat another weapon, faith to accomplish some great deed. The sense of purpose found in famous swords and demonic swords is not in these. They were made because somebody wanted to make them. Unrefined twin swords made without a will, as if to question the meaning of the swordsmith. I think those are swords like that. Mirrored swords without vanity. Black and white, strange swords that represent yin and yang. I am captivated because their existence is just too beautiful.
They are a reference to Kara no Kyokai, I think.
Indeed. Caster's slashed body disappears. As Archer starts to put his weapons away after seeing it, Caster's voice echoes through the empty temple. Archer jumps. This is exactly like what happened here a while ago. The light bullets appear from the sky to pierce Archer, and Archer knocks them down with his swords. No, this isn't like before. The ground is scorching red. The magical energy in that small light is about 3 times my full magical energy. Even Archer would have had his body blown away if he took a direct hit. Ooh, Caster's finally putting up a fight. I look up. There's no moon and seas of clouds are drifting through the night sky. The black magus floats in the middle as if reigning over the heavens.
Damn, that was right. She went to her final form per se. That was really fast.
Yep.
She must be not that strong for we to already be in the finalists.
Archer readies his swords while looking up at Caster.
そうですか。私は見下げ果てたわ、アーチャー。使えると思って試してみたけど、結果がこれではアサシン以下よ。
耳に痛いな。次があるのならもう少し気を利かせるな。
This is a man with attitude. Oh shit.
愚か者に次などありません。あなたはここで消えなさい、アーチャー。
Nice. Archer starts off. He sprints to get away from Caster to get out of this place.
逃げ切れると思って。
Caster moves her wand. After the wand targets Archer, something ridiculous happens before me.
Her wand?
I think they mean her staff. But
yeah, I think that was a weird translation.
Or maybe it was a direct translation and Takeuchi just wanted to draw a staff because staves are cooler? I don't know.
Perhaps.
Nobody can hear me say no way. Caster's attack. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we should keep that in mind when we read the F-Bits version.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Caster's attack is a rain without pause. The shooting lights are no different from a bombing raid. Each magic is a deadly attack, and Caster is shooting them off like rain.
No, it feels strange that she didn't went to this bombastic final form against Gilgamesh.
I mean, she didn't have the chance to. She got fucked in like 5 seconds. She didn't even know he was there, so...
I
She didn't have much time to process it. I may be an amateur, but even I can understand how ridiculous this magic is. That's more like great magic. To activate it, one needs a simple magic circle and a 10 count, a spellcasting of more than 10 verses. Because great magic is strong, casting it takes time. A normal magus could take about a minute to cast such a big magic. Even a magus that could use high-speed casting would take about 30 seconds or so. But she did it in an instant. She didn't even cast the spell, she just pointed her wand, and she's shooting them off in rapid succession. I can't even think of someone who could compare with her.
A ランクの魔術をここまで連発するとは、よほど魔力を溜め込んだな。
He must not be able to avoid them anymore, as he runs while deflecting them with his swords. Archer tries to run out of the temple, but he changes his course midway. Archer charges at me with a scary expression. That makes me realize the place I'm standing in isn't safe at all right now. I'm already in the range of the shooting lights. Archer comes at me. The instant I try to avoid him by jumping back, my body is flying through the air. I try to shake him off in reflex. I can't believe it. Archer's running while carrying me. Archer must be frantic as his words make no sense. I've been saved by him, but I just can't accept this. No, more than that, I can't stand to be a burden on him. Archer should have been able to escape by now if he were himself. But the exit is farther now that he came to save me. He must be an easy target for Castor as she is above us. Then, Archer suddenly kicks me off of him. My body hits the ground. He must have kicked me hard as I fly at least 5 meters. I bear my pain and get back up. Archer has stopped. The shooting lights have stopped as well. The only thing here is the freezing air. I finally notice. Archer's surroundings have stopped, as if everything is frozen.
気分はどうかしら、アーチャー。いかに三騎士といえど、空間そのものを固定化されていては。
Castor sounds as if she's already won. Archer does not move at all, and maybe he can't even
どう
talk.
やらこれで爪のようね。外にはセーバーもいることですし、これ以上あなたにかける時間はないわ。どこの英雄だったかは知らないけど、これでお別れよ、あっちゃ。
Castor raises her left arm. Her hand shoots the bullet of light, but right before that, Archer murmurs something.
何かしら、あっちゃ。命乞いなら聞いてあげても。
と言ったのだ、キャスター。
He sounds irritated. When I try to catch his voice,
たわけ、かわせと言ったのだ、キャスター。
Archer jumps as he yells. He must have broken the frozen space with his powers. Archer disappears from our vision, leaving a sound like breaking glass behind him. Castor is perplexed by Archer's scream, and to the right and left of her, a white and black light are aiming for Castor. Castor's robe is cut off. It must be because Caster
Again.
reacted to Archer's yell as she manages to narrowly avoid the attacks. Do you guys want to talk?
No, it's just a supposition that it is Excalibur.
It does not need to be said, but the things attacking her are Archer's twin swords. I think you were a little wrong on that one. At that instant, Archer threw his swords right before he kicked me and fell into Caster's spell. The cast swords made an arc and attacked Caster in the sky, like boomerangs. I'm speechless for sure this time. It must be the same for Caster. The knight in red already has Caster in a checkmate. He has his knee on the ground, and he is readying a bow towards the sky. His target is Caster, and the arrow on it is the demonic sword that shot Berserker.
I am the bone of my soul.
Archer's voice shakes the air. Caster casts a spell in a rush. Seeing it, Archer shoots his arrow. Ooh, is that his noble phantasm? The arrow distorts space itself. It's pretty badass.
Indeed.
Caster's moaning.
And now I understand where your constant "I am the bone of my sword" comes from.
Yep. Caster's moaning fills the air. The storm-like arrow has easily penetrated Caster's defense. Guessing from that distortion in space, I bet Caster would have been twisted along with space itself, even if she had transported herself. But Caster is still alive. Her black robe is scattered, and the body underneath the robe is cut up. Caster is using all her magical energy to heal herself, but I'm sure she would have died instantly if it were a direct hit. That's right. Archer's arrow didn't hit her. The arrow was shot into space far from Caster, and she had her protection destroyed by the after effect. The arrow missed. No, that's wrong. It didn't miss. It missed on purpose. I don't know what his intentions are, and it was a big chance, but Archer missed Caster on purpose. Silence returns to the temple. In front of me are Archer and Caster, who's glaring at Archer. It must have been a lot for him, as I only feel weak magical energy from him now. That goes for Caster as well, even though it did not hit her. Archer's shot has taken away most of Caster's body and her magical energy. Even if there is a big pool of magical energy here, it's meaningless if what collects the energy, Caster, is damaged. Caster comes down without spirit. She managed to form her body, but there's nothing inside. It should be impossible for her to continue fighting. Caster watches us while breathing heavily. I don't know why, but she's looking at both the servant that brought her down and at me.
Archer, 今の一撃、なぜ外したのです?
She asks in a weak voice. Archer shrugs as if saying that the question is a wonder itself.
いや、試すのは一撃だけと言っただろう。初めの一撃はかわされたからな。その後はただのおまけだ。なんだ。それともまさか約束を違えても当ててほしかったのか?
He says such a ridiculous thing.
では、私を殺す気はなかったと。
つい挑発に乗っただけだ。私の目的はそこの男にあったからな。
I'm sorry for all the noise,
他の
guys.
サーバントと戦うなど予定にはなかった。
He certainly didn't have any will to fight from the beginning.
そう。どうやら私と戦いに来たというわけではなかったよね、アーチャー。
ああ、そこの男が腰抜けなのと同じでね。不必要な戦いは避けるのが主義だ。剣を取るときは必勝の好機であり、必殺を誓ったときのみだ。意味のない殺生は苦手でな。
What's so funny? Caster laughs from the bottom of her heart.
そう。ならあなたたちは似た者同士ということ。
はあ？
We reply in unison. Alike? Me and Archer? What makes her say that?
違うのかしら。あなたたちは無益な殺生が嫌なのでしょ。そこの坊やは私のような無関係な人間を糧にするサーバントが許せない。あなたは無意味な殺戮は好まない。ほら、全く同じじゃない。だから手を組んでいるのではなくて。
どうしてそんなふざけた結論になる。お前目が腐ってるぞ。
同感だ。平和主義者なのは同じだが根本が大きく異なる。厄介事は早めに片付けるのが私の方針だ。この男のようにいつまでも悩んだりはしない。
何が平和主義者だ。俺は忘れてないぞ。お前はバーサーカーと一緒にセイバーを狙ったんだ。セイバー一人に戦わせてシブは安全なところにいたくせに。
仕方なかろう。あの時はまだ
Oh man, I'm really sorry about all the noise, but I'm gonna cut off
セイ
my
バー
mic
の
for
安全
a
よ
bit.
りバーサーカーを倒すことが優先されただけだ。それとも何か目に映るもの全てを助けろなどというのではあるまいな。ならばバーサーカーとて倒す対象にはならないか。
We glare at one another. Man, I just can't get along with him. Why does everything he says get on my nerves? Then, Castor laughs even more seeing us like this.
気に入ったわ。あなたたちは力もそのあり方も希少よ。敵に回してしまうのは惜しい。
I tilt my head in wonder. Archer looks away from me and glares at
ちょっ
Castor.
と待て。何が言いたいんだ。
わからない？私と手を組みなさいと言っているのよ。私なら今のパートナーより優れたものを用意できるわ。坊やにはセイバー以上のサーバントを、アーチャーは今のマスターより優れた魔術師と契約できる。
My mind freezes. I question her sanity for asking such a question.
悪い話ではないはずよ。私にはこの戦いを終わらせる用意がある。言ったでしょ？勝つことなんてたやすいと。
Okay, reading club moment. Do you take it?
What?
If you're Shirou in this moment, and Castor makes this proposition, do you take it?
No.
Why?
Hell no.
Why?
It feels like a devil's bargain.
I mean, it does. Is it better than dying?
Yeah, devil. And are we going to die?
I mean, it's likely. You know what I mean? She is pretty strong. She's ready. She has a nice base. It's pretty attractive if you're thinking about like surviving through the war. Maybe being the servant or the puppet of this woman is not the best.
I nearly want to call her proposition BS because I don't think she can make a stronger servant than Saber.
Well, that might be
Nor
bullshit,
can-
yes.
Nor can provide for Archer a better master than Rin. I don't think she can do this.
Well, that's a bluff. Well, she's saying that she would be better than Dean, which in terms of magic is probably true. I mean, she's a fucking monster, right? She can cast spells without having to cast spells. She can use high magic without having to cast spells.
Oh yeah, and another thing is ironic that both Archer and Saber have pretty much the same type of noble phantasm big.
Oh yeah, but we haven't. Maybe that's gonna. I'm not gonna say anymore. I don't want to spoil anything. I do think it's an interesting proposition, though.
どう？生き残り
For
たいな
Shirou
ら
specifically,
私に従うべきじゃない。
even if he keeps, because how it would turn out is, I don't know, maybe he becomes kind of beholden to the wishes of Castor, but he keeps Saber, right? Who knows? I don't know how it would turn out, but it might be safer than just dying, or just fighting the war on what she thinks is a weak alliance with Tosaga. I don't even need to think about it. I decided to fight since I want to stop people like her who would involve innocent people, so I can never accept her offer.
断る。俺はお前みたいな魔女とは手を組まない。
I declare so. Oh my god. The hell are they doing out there? This is a natural response. I can't cooperate with the servant, and more than anything, we won't betray our partners.
I guess we should probably have a little pause right now.
Perhaps they're raiding Heavensville.
Oh, definitely. They're watching the last Kara no Kyokai movie. I'll be fighting with Saber, and Archer will not do anything to betray Tosaka. Wait, I'm gonna pause this. Okay. Things seem to have died down a bit. Wait, why is he silent?
拒否する。君の力を借りる理由がない。それ以前に君の陣営はいささか戦力不足だ。いかに勢力を伸ばそうとバーサーカー一人に及ばない。まだ組みするほどの条件ではないな。
I sigh with relief. I had a bad feeling, but he's not like that. I hate him, but he's still firm on his beliefs.
そう。交渉は決裂。
そうだ。だがここで君と戦う気はない。この場に居合わせ
so that's why Irina isn't here.
マスターの命令ではないから君を撃つ理由はない。
I doubt my own ears. Did he just say he let Castor go?
意外ね。あなたのマスターは私を追っていたでしょ？
ああ。お前がここで何人殺そうが知らん。それは私には預かり知らぬことだ。
あら、ひどい男。毒は使いようということ？
私のマスターはマスター殺しに精力的でなくてね。
Wait, I'm gonna cut off my mic again.
その分、お前が他のマスターを潰してくれるのなら何かと助かる。
Castor must have accepted it as she turns around. I run to Castor, who's about to disappear, but Archer stops me.
バカカキ様。追えば確実に死ぬぞ。
He sounds calm.
It sounds contradictory. It sounds weird that he wants to go behind the back of his master just to face the ally of his master.
Yeah.
And
this is very strange.
A dude that will absolutely stick to his master about what is going on.
And let's not forget, he is making zero effort to help Saber or to kill Castor. This is all really weird.
It feels that he was just there to protect Shirou and go away.
He sounds calm. It's so true. Oh, go ahead.
It feels more like a statement not than Saber herself.
He sounds calm. It's so true that I want to vomit from anger. I stop. Castor's black robe flutters in the wind and disappears. Castor has disappeared. Only Archer and I remain here. His figure just gets on my nerves. Archer has saved me twice already. Castor would have taken my command spell without him, and I'm sure I would have died from that rain of light. But this is different.
Hey.
Yeah.
Can we... I think because this is probably going for a while, and this episode is quite big already, so...
No, we're about to end. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I can't forgive him for letting Castor go.
なんでキャスターを逃がした？
戦う時ではなかったから。ここで切り伏せたところで、あれはすぐさま逃げおせただろう。今の空間転移、見逃したわけではあるまい。
That's certainly true. We wouldn't have been able to get Castor if she really wanted to get away. After all, this is her territory. It's that witch. Even if she may have been weak, I'm sure she would have. She had at least one or two more tricks left up her sleeve.
理解できたらしいな。キャスターを倒すのならマスターが先なのだ。いかに空間を飛んで逃れようが、よりしろであるマスターが倒されれば。
Going after the master and not the servant. That's the correct and safest approach to the Holy Grail
それは
War.
分かってる。けど、だからって見逃すのか。街で起きてる事件は全部あいつの仕業なんだろう。キャスターを止めない限り犠牲者は出続ける。
なぜ？お前自身が傷つくことではあるまい。むしろ奴にはこのまま続けてもらいたいぐらいだ。
Like, huh?
キャスターは人々から正気を吸い上げ、その力でバーサーカーを倒す。私たちはその後でキャスターを倒せばいい。私とリンはキャスターは倒せるが、バーサーカーには及ばないのでな。バーサーカーを倒すまでキャスターには好きにさせておくさ。
My head heats up. I get so pissed off that I want to punch
ふ
Archer.
ざけるな。遠坂、そんな方針は取らない。
そうだな。だからこそキャスターには手早くことを済ませてほしいものだ。リンがキャスターに追いつけば対決は避けられない。何人犠牲になるかは知らんが、それでバーサーカーが倒せるのならば安いものだろう。人間など結局は死ぬ生き物。誰にどう殺されようがキャスターも手ぬるい。いっそ魔力だけでなく命まで奪ってしまえばよいもの。街中の人間が死に絶えれば少しは戦いやすくなる。私のマスターも根は甘いからな。そうなればもはやなりふりなどに構ってはいられまい。
The knight in red states with a smile. He says it with delight that the people here are only a bother. He's saying the same thing Castor said.
ああ、お前も知っての通り、リンは形式にこだわるタイプでね。魔術師としては申し分ないが、マスターとしては汚さに欠ける。そうだな。彼女がキャスターのようになってくれれば、私もここまで苦労はしないのだ。
お前！
I punch at Archer's face. Of course, it doesn't hit him as he avoids it without trouble.
何をする？私たちは協力関係ではなかったか？
ふざけるな。俺はお前とは違う。勝つために、結果のために周りを犠牲にするなんて、そんなこと絶対にするものか。
それは私も同じだ、エミヤシロ。だが、全ての人間を救うことはできまい。例えば、キャスターが聖杯を手に入れてしまえば、被害はこの町だけにとどまるまい。それは、イリアスフィールも他のマスターも同じだ。聖杯を私利私欲で使わぬマスターは、私が知る限り、お前とリンだけだからな。故に、私たちが勝利しなければ、被害はさらに大きくなる。
Merely remembering me of Saber, but anyway.
ならば、この町の人間には犠牲になってもらい、その結果で被害を抑えられるのなら、お前の方針と同じだろうさ。
My head is numb. He doesn't even need to tell me that. One cannot save everyone. Kiritsugu always said that, so I shouldn't feel anything even if he says so. But it just pisses me off.
無関係な人間を巻き込みたくないと言ったな。ならば認めろ。一人も殺さない。などという方法では、結局誰も救えない。キャスターの言う通り、残念ながら私たちは似た者同士だ。犠牲者を出したくないというのなら。
違う。俺はお前なんかとは組まない。お前なんて絶対に認めない。
そうか。お前が信じたものはリンだけだったな。
I turn my back to Archer. I'm different from him. If I can't ignore Castor, there's only one thing I need to do.
キャスターを追うつもりか
I ignore him and keep walking. I'm heading inside the temple. Since this is Castor's territory, her workshop has to be inside the temple somewhere.
信じられんなお前一人ではキャスターにかなうべくもない命が惜しいのならやめておけ
Archer follows me as if he has more to say.
まったくせっかく助けてやった命を無駄にするのかそれは構わんがせめて感謝の一言でも残したらどうだ先ほどの女性は私なりの行為だったのだがね命の恩人とまではいかないが視線を共にくぐり抜けた友人ぐらいにはありがたがってほしいものだ
Man, he's really getting on my nerves.
うるさい誰がお前なんかに友情を感じるもんかいいからさっさと遠坂のところに帰れ頼まれたってお前の手助けなんていらないんだから
I look away and walk towards the temple again. There,
懐かれなくて何よりだ
a chilling intent to kill comes from behind me. I jump back as I turn around. And at the same time, Archer swings his sword. I'm cut at my shoulder. My blood comes flowing out and my consciousness will fade away as if I let my guard down. The pain is so sharp that it feels like my body is burning. I back up with wobbling steps. It's not to run away. I just don't have any power, so my feet move back to try to keep my body upright.
外したかさっき抑えきれなかった私の落ち度かとっさに反応したお前の起点かまあどちらでも構わないが
If only Shirou had kept his mouth shut.
Archer walks toward me with the sword wet with my blood.
Then he would not be Shirou.
I'll be
Of
killed.
course.
I feel that I'll be killed, so I move my feet in desperation. The temple's exit. I slowly retreat, trying to make my way to the mountain gate. He must know that this is a fatal wound. Archer walks towards me without hurry. My mind's fading. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm heading to the mountain gate. I don't know why I was attacked. My mind is flowing out along with my blood. Maybe I'm still conscious because of the sword he's holding. The white short sword. The plain swords are captivating my eyes, and they are stopping me from closing them. But it comes to an end. The mountain gate is behind me when I realize, even though the steps are somewhere behind me, I can't even turn around. It's because Archer will slash Emiya Shirou's body in half the moment I turn back.
最後だ戦う意義のないエミヤシロウはここで死ね
He raises his sword. The white yin sword is raised like a guillotine.
戦う意義だって
そうだ自分のためではなく誰かのために戦うなどただの偽善だお前そんなものこの世のどこにもありはしないというのにな
I oppose Archer's words with my fading consciousness, but my body and mind are about to disappear.
さらばだ理想を抱いて溺死しろ
His voice is filled with hatred. He swings the yin sword Bakuya. He aims for the wound on my shoulder to cut my body for sure this time. But right before that, I want to oppose him so much that I jump backwards. His sword cuts through the air, and my body flies through the air. The bottomless darkness is behind me. A big impact. After that, my body rolls down the stairs.
何事
I hear an unfamiliar voice. And I also hear a familiar voice. My vision is almost gone. I try to lift my body up and fall onto the steps.
ここまでの傷を負わせてなお階段から叩き落としたのか
Is it Saber? Saber supports my body while she talks with urgency. But that's bad. I don't know who it is, but there's another servant here. She'll get attacked without being able to defend if she's so worried about me.
黙って。まだ間に合います。シローの回復量ならこのまますぐに帰還すれば。
She must have realized after saying that much. Saber turns back to the servant still supporting me.
アサシ、なぜ私を撃たなかった？
それこそ無粋。刹那の花を摘むことなど誰にもできぬ。
Saber tilts her head in wonder, unable to understand her enemy's intention.
何？その横顔に見とれただけよ。果たし合う顔も良かったが、今の張り詰めようも捨てがたくてな。
Classy.
めでてしまったのだ。
Very classy, very smooth. Is that a kimono? The traditionally dressed servant turns his back.
今宵はこれで十分。立ち去るがいい、セイバー。
私たちを見逃すというのか、アサシン。
そうだ。この続き、いずれ果たすというのなら見逃そう。今のお前では満足な戦いは望めまい。私とてそれは惜しい。
Saber glares at Assassin, and Assassin stares calmly at Saber. The breathtaking stare down continues for less than 10 seconds.
わかりました、アサシン。あなたとの決着は必ず。
良い返事だ。期待しているぞ、騎士王よ。
Saber goes down the steps with me in her arms, but I see the knight in red running down from the mountain, determined not to let me go. Man, Archer has a fucking hate boner for Shirou, apparently. Saber says so in wonder. He said that he will kill only when he swears to kill. There's no way Archer will let me go. If he used his sword to kill me, I'm sure he will kill me here no matter what. His red robe flutters like a wing. It doesn't matter if Saber's here or not. Archer jumps down and slashes his sword at me. Swords clash. The sword attacks with lightning speed. The intercepting blade parries Archer's attack and goes for his neck. Not Saber's. Archer twists his body and lands back down. The knight in red cannot come down the steps, being blocked off by the servant in a kimono. Archer readies his twin swords and faces servant Assassin. Assassin readies his sword as if nothing has happened. He says so with delight. I don't know what he's thinking, but he must really be letting us go.
加えて、私の役割はここの門番だ。生きては倒産し、生きては返さん。雪は見逃したが、帰りは別だ。いささか雅にかける首だが、今宵はそれで収めるとしよう。
His intent to kill leaks out. Assassin's intent to kill is as sharp as his longsword. It's not overbearing like the ones Archer and Saber have, but an enmity sharpened to the extreme is going for the enemy's neck.
よく言った。セイバーに傷一つつけられなかったキャスターの手駒風情が。貴様こそ、あの女狐を驚かせようと送ったというのに、我が身可愛さで逃げ帰るとは。
They only confront each other for a short while. They attack each other with amazing techniques. I'm fascinated by the scene. To be honest, I can't understand assassins, and even to my experienced eyes, it's way too fast and sharp. But that's why I'm fascinated by his technique, the dancing twin swords. Archer is defending assassins' incomprehensible attacks with a technique I might be able to acquire. To be honest, you could say I admire it. He's fighting off assassins' demonic technique with techniques only trained by his will and not his natural talent. Damn, it's natural that he's strong. Strength unlike Tosaka or Saber, all the training he went through because he's not extraordinary. He probably had nothing. That's why he took the small thing he had, trained it with all his might, and got it to that level.
今のうちにどちらにせよあなたの体を早く休ませなければ。
I come back to reality with Saber's voice. We leave the Ryudo temple with Saber carrying me. The clashing of assassin and archer can still be heard behind us.
And that's it. Please.
Do we cut it off?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're not very far from shutting it down, but this is a good spot. So, takeaways from today.
Jesus, what a big episode.
Not that big, actually. 2.5 hours. It was longer than I expected because of a short break that I had to take in the middle and this fucking racket bullshit that's happening outside. But it was good.
There was some good moments involving the best girl, Fuji-Nee, and Trash.
Oh my god. She just become trash now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sakura is just trash.
Amazing. Welcome. Nice to see you're in the Sakura hate bandwagon. We see some weird shit with Archer. More of his erratic behavior. It doesn't seem like he's... Well, it's not really clear what he wants. He hates Shirou. He wants to kill him. But at the same time, he saved him already many times. He's acting without Tosaka's guidance or approval. He let Caster and Assassin go.
You know how, like, when there's no catalyst, the servant summoned is like their master.
Yeah, they reflect the personality of their master.
Yeah, so if Rin is a tsundere, so is Archer.
I don't know, he doesn't give me tsundere vibes. He seems very tsun and very little dere.
Yeah, but he's a dere through his actions. He's like, die Shirou, I hate you Shirou, you are weak Shirou, you are clueless Shirou, and then he just gives him a hand all the time. The Fate Root, he literally made Shirou aware of his projection powers.
Yep. And this time around, he actually saved him.
Yeah.
Archer would be closer... I mean, he wouldn't be closer to winning the war, I suppose, because if Caster had extra command spells and maybe access to Saber, that would suck for everybody. But at the same time, he could have let Shirou die. And he could probably... I don't know. It's kind of weird because he did try to kill Shirou after, but remember, he missed. And we're talking about Archer here. Archer can count the tiles on a bridge several kilometers away with just normal eyesight, right? There's no way he didn't
he
miss.
Has other plans.
Yeah. I wonder how Rin is going to answer to all of this.
Oh, we shall see.
Any theories, Boomer, on what Archer's whole deal is?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Probably when we are going to film the next episode, I'm going to have a few, but for now I'm just ridiculously sleepy.
Yeah, every episode from now on is going to be very eventful. And I don't think there's any exceptions to that, except maybe 3 days from now, where something happens and it's kind of funny. But it's all going to be it's going to be a roller coaster from now on. This was my mistake. I saved in a different spot. Don't worry about it. Just before we go, I want to do this just for the sake.
Later.
It's fast. Calibolt 2. This is the arrow that he shot. We're gonna talk about it in the next one. And then the status screen. I think we can see Caster. This stuff, we're going to be looking at it too, because we didn't have access to it last time around. And so that's going to be that.
Bye to everyone.
Goodbye to everyone.
Bye.
Good night. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night.